and where to find the fuel that helps keep our engines cleaner.
Using Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps us get better mileage.
They provide quick ways to pay so you can get back on the road. They're dependable like that.
Pros like us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Man, we all know it's hot outside. Have you noticed your power bill going crazy? The current cost of energy is higher than it's ever been, and it's going to just keep getting higher. It's going to keep climbing. Solar Source can change that for you. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 60,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's house and my sister's house included, they do a great job. Solar Source makes it easy for a free estimate. Monster listeners, all you got to do is go online and check out the tool they have that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. There's no pressure, there's no salesman, just you and the facts. That's awesome. You can harness all the power of the sun and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting electricity from the power company. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote today. solarsource.com/monsters. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar.
Just come out. The man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando Attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialists, Florida's #1 repipe expert, and I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate. That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get zero interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us, Repipe Specialists, at 844-REPIPE-5, or go to repipe.com now.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, like we do every single day. And we do have a good program for you today. Let's see what's happening here. Looks like we'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. That will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock, it's What'd You Do That's New. We'll go over Ross's choice, which is still the Michael J. Fox story as seen on Apple Television. 5 o'clock hour to trivia. We'll end it up with Ross Thoughts and Last Call, plus sure calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ron Hannon.
Watermelons help with ED.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social media. That's Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's easy, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day. And you can watch the show live at JimColbertLive.com. How's it going today, guys? Good day?
Woo! Yeah, it's getting better.
100 degrees when I got in my car today.
112 right now.
Really? That's the feels like?
Where'd you see that? Feels like? Okay,
Yeah.
So your car, when it gives you the temperature, where is that sensor?
Okay,
I'm
so
curious
that's
because mine
interesting.
said 106.
Okay, so I think I don't know because I have two. On my dash, there's one, and then in my little entertainment thing, my little the little panel there where you choose all the stuff, right?
I'm assuming they're the same number every time.
They are, but I mean, I see it twice, and so it was 100 degrees. So I was like, okay, let's get down the road. Maybe the air will cool the car off. We'll get an air temperature thing. Hundo, like 99, 98, 100 degrees the entire way here.
So in my driveway, I got in. As soon as I left, it said 106. About a mile later, it was at 100. After I was moving.
That's accurate. That's what I got all the way here. Do you have one in yours?
I didn't check it. I just noticed that at no point in my ride today did having my air conditioning at full blast feel cold.
So that's exactly what I experienced too. Air usually on, like I said, that thing on like 65, my little thermostat thing, and usually have it on 1 or 2 even in the hottest days. Today it was on low and on 5, and I could barely tell it.
In my
little Ranger, my brand new pickup truck, yeah. How does your
I get that for an older vehicle because of AC systems and
it was just insulated different too. I think. What is your car's AC system like over there?
Yeah,
the
Ross,
turd.
we want to know.
The turd.
It is awful. It's bad.
It doesn't.
It's really, really bad.
Does it not keep up at all?
Well, I mean, I think the AC started blowing pretty cool, considerably cold the moment I parked. I think. I mean, like, I sweated that entire time. But it was also my mistake because I stopped and I got Beefy King because I had a hell of a morning and I wanted to eat some emotions.
Sure, yeah.
That's my go-to eat emotion.
That's a great emotion sandwich.
Like, if you see me at Beefy King, I'm not going through a divorce. I'm just acting like I am.
That's what like Papa B's or Flyers Wings is for me.
Yeah.
If I've been a plate full of 20 wings with just 2 or 3 things of blue cheese, that's my emotion.
So I had a bump in the road in the morning, so I decided to go there. I get in my car, and now I'm eating fried hot tater tots in this boiling car, and then it just
still tastes great.
It still tasted great, but now my fingertips are like, ooh, hot tater tots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ow, hot steering wheel. Everything is hot.
You know, it's funny you bring up the hot steering wheel because I thought of your mom this weekend, actually. CBS Sunday Morning was in Phoenix, Arizona, and they talked about this extreme heat researcher who actually keeps oven mitts in her car so that she can touch her steering wheel.
Wow.
And the reporter said, oh, you mean like in the glove box? She said, no, I don't think you could touch the metal latch. So she keeps them in the pocket right by the side of the door.
I need a different glove to open the glove box to get to the...
So I have a question for you because I purchased something Amazon Prime Day because I'm a frugal shopper.
Okay,
for the first time in my life, I've never used one of these, and now I think it warrants it. It is a windshield screen for when your car is parked.
It works.
Okay.
Hey, they work quite a bit. Yeah.
Black on one side, silver on the other.
Absolutely. Silver out.
Is it the umbrella one?
It's
from Local Steals and Deals?
No.
Okay.
No. It's like 2 discs. It's like
exactly.
one small disc and it turns
yeah.
into 2 big discs. But I needed something that can fit around. When I bought it, then I got in my car. I'm like, oh, I got my windshield camera.
Your dash cam.
Dash cam. I'm like, it's got to go around that, and I successfully managed that. But I did black outside, and it's kind of cool because it makes like all the windows look tinted.
Mm-hmm.
But I think silver's supposed to be out. It would reflect the light.
That's the whole
more,
idea. I think
where
the silver
black absorbs.
Silver's supposed to be out, and the thing with those things is this. If you can avoid the stroke you have trying to fold it back properly, that's the number one problem with those.
Oh, you're supposed to fold it, huh?
Oh, buddy, listen, if you think the Cracker Barrel triangle game is going to embarrass you in public, try folding one of those things in front of a group of people and just watch yourself melt in your own socks.
You ever take wood shop?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Did you have a band saw
Yes,
in wood
of course.
shop?
Don't even get me started.
One of the tests to use the bandsaw, you had to learn how to fold the blade.
Absolutely.
And which is a giant oval, but the way you twist it and fold it, and it'll be like 3 concentric circles when you're done.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. And I'll tell you another thing that's like that too is a chainsaw blade. Because when you take the chainsaw blade off, if you don't pick it up right, that thing will create a double loop.
Yeah.
And it will scramble your damn brain trying to look at it and figure out why it's not right. Like, why can I get this right?
The Rubik's Cube of...
Oh, my God almighty.
Of lawn equipment.
I think it is a different breed of people, the people who are so proactive about taking care of, like, their dash. on the whole sunshade.
Yeah.
Shout out to those people, man. You guys probably nailed high school. You never failed an FCAT.
What reminded me was when
they're good.
Deb talked about the steering wheel because you had that black steering wheel. You put your hands on that, and you're like, woo!
Okay, so
yeah, not 10 and 2. I'm driving it, 5 and 7
with my knees.
Yeah, you gotta Deb, towels up.
Deb, if you're taking score, that's 2 car features that keep hurting me because you're aware of this because you don't forget anything. I do not have a thermometer in my car. What kind of space age vehicles are you guys driving? And then the second thing is the foam on my steering wheel is missing.
Oh my God, he's got
steel ring.
Steel ring.
I've got the hot iron steel. Whenever
he's being branded every time he gets in his car.
5 and below. Get yourself a steering wheel cover.
I know. I got to do that.
Yeah, don't put another dime into it.
That's also
Just
where I'm at.
Take the pain.
Yeah, just
the
a
pain's
reminder.
cheaper, right?
And every time, it kind of makes me laugh now. It's a hurt so good. Every time I burn myself on the steering wheel, like the foam is gone. It is just raw iron.
Right. I don't think that's legal even.
Is it?
I don't think it's legal. I think you're supposed to have some foam on there because of your safety. You don't have airbags in that thing for sure.
It says they got some.
Oh, you have Beefy King bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have airbags. I mean, if you'd puff one of those things up, I guess, and stick it to your steering wheel, you could, but I don't think you do. 06, maybe you do.
Speaking of sunshades, I actually have a small sketch idea. I want to film a guy putting away a sunshade, but throughout the entire thing, it just keeps doubling and tripling in size. That's a good visual gag, right?
There's a mythological creature that does that.
I'm telling you, man, you grab that thing and it says you just grab it with opposite hands and twist it comes right together. And man, I will just reboot. I will literally set it down and have to go reboot. Let me go get a beer and come back to this thing in a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's a bad crossword puzzle I can't get a hold of.
Are you watching a YouTube video for that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
Well, I had to get Apple TV today because I did not have Apple TV to talk about your thing. So now I can start consuming Apple TV products. And I will tell you, it will be episode 2 of Hijack tonight for your boy Jim because episode 1 was fire.
Finished.
That was fire.
I hear nothing but great things about this series.
Oh my God!
I cannot talk my wife into watching it.
It is so good.
You watch it too?
Yeah.
I gotta watch it.
Idris Elba says something to a plane passenger, and when he said it to that plane passenger, I recoiled in fear.
Right.
Like I was like, oh my God, don't do that. I mean, yeah, he's amazing in this. I got through the first episode, and oddly enough, even if you don't have the subscription, Apple TV will allow you to watch one episode of something.
No, because then you're definitely going to get Apple TV Plus.
Dead equal to the heroin dealer going, here's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's just a little bit. And of course, now I had to buy it today to watch this thing that Ross gave us for What'd You Do That's New. We'll do it for today. But then when I started looking through all that's available on Apple TV, I was like, I should have had this anyway.
They are destroying.
Yeah.
It must have pissed Netflix off so much when Coda won Best Film, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
While Netflix has been trying their best to win Best Film, Apple just comes out, they buy the rights of the movie, and they win Best Film. It must be
Easily so.
all
It's
the
an incredible
salt,
movie.
all the salt in the wound over at Netflix that year.
And I heard that Max is losing subscribers like crazy after the name change. Like it has been detrimental to them for some reason.
I haven't heard that. But
I don't know. I just know it costs me like $17 a month to keep that.
I have a good reason why Max is leaving off of the name change because you have decades of being recognized as HBO.
Right,
what did that brand? When did they go through mud?
No, I was going to say I still will probably win some awards for him as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So Apple TV Plus, what I just finished last night, which you might want to consider, is Silo.
Yeah, you were telling me about that the other day. I don't know anything about it.
Ross?
No, but I did watch all of Hijack in one day, Sunday.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, do you guys remember when I had a flat tire and I was like, no, I'm not fixing it.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow. That's what I did on Sunday.
You hijacked your own work schedule?
Hijacked me. And I hate to do this because I love everything that is. I thought it was good. I don't get why it's getting all of the super hype. It had me until about episode 5 or 6. Then I thought there was a shark jumping moment in Hijack.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there was a couple of more. Like, I just can't go on that journey. I don't think that's how someone would react in that situation.
Okay.
So you were saying anything bad about Hijack. I won't go ahead and say it's awful. It's not awful. It's entertaining, but I wouldn't call it great.
All right. Well,
Oh,
I'll go check it out.
wow.
Yeah,
all right. Well, that's worth finding out, writing it till the end.
Yeah. All right.
It's a fun time, though. It
Now
destroyed...
I'm not going to watch it.
Oh, no, I mean, I don't put any credence into your...
I did. Yeah, like, Jim ruined Dexter for me. Like, he trashed the final season, so I've never watched it.
And you shouldn't. Don't waste your time. It's awful. It's the worst ending of a show in the history of shows.
Ross just said the exact same thing about Hijack.
No.
That's what I heard.
Nothing's worse.
That's what I heard.
Look, it's Google proven. If you Google the worst ending to any TV show ever, Dexter is 1, 2, or 3 to almost any writer about television. It's awful.
Texting service, let me know if you agree with me about like episode 6 or 7 on Hijack, because I really feel isolated and alone.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've heard more people describe Hijack as, quote, edge of your seat.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the first episode has me. I'm telling you, I can't not watch it now.
Well, that's how first episodes work.
Yeah, but if they're good.
Yeah, well, you film a pilot.
Yeah.
And then you get all the backing for it.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, pilot, Hijack.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Oh.
Ross, you're on fire today.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Have a lot to talk about today. Deb, what's coming up for news?
Well, we've got Governor Ron DeSantis has hired a new campaign manager. Brightline, delaying Orlando to Miami service, and they won't even tell us why. And then NASA and Napa. An unlikely partnership emerges. We'll tell you what that is and more coming up next during Woke News.
The space agency in the parts store?
No. Okay. I would have thought the foodie on the show picked up that Napa better.
I thought we were getting moon wine.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Sure, you could use it to work out.
Are you ready to work together to create a healthier life?
Or you could just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on John Young Parkway heading northbound at Deerfield Boulevard. There's slowdowns due to an accident on Pine Hills Road heading northbound at Silver Star Road. Heading westbound on I-4, you can expect delays between State Road 417 and State Road 429. Heading through the city, there's slowdowns on I-4 westbound between Ivanhoe Boulevard and South Street. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains. Ride brighter with high-speed rail to South Florida. Experience premium lounge perks, roomier seats, and onboard meal and drink service with 16 daily departures to South Florida. Adult fares from $79, kids from $39. Book now at GoBrightline.com.
Man, you just heard us talking about how hot it is outside. You don't look. It doesn't take us telling you it's hot. All you have to do is step outside or open your door. The heat is intrusive. It's like it just barges in like an uninvited guest, man. It's just awful. Make sure that your ACs are ready for this. And that's what, man, I'm telling you, it's just like the tune-up could do it. That preventive maintenance plan from the guys over at Mills Air is an absolute necessity. And let them use that 30-plus years of experience here in Central Florida to make sure your AC is ready for it. They have all the experience you need. Their techs are awesome people. Matter of fact, you don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. These guys know how to fix it. Not to mention, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers. What does that mean? If you do happen to need a new system, and that happens, you can get up to $1,275 in rebates towards that new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. These guys are family owned and operated, and they will do you right like they've done so many people here in Central Florida. 407-277-1159. Find them online at millsair.com.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
This month, everyone's heading back to school. But while you've been busy buying new notebooks, backpacks, and lunchboxes, I've been coming up with a plan to help you buy a ride that's just too cool for school. Hey, it's RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi, and I've got your key to looking fine in the car line. Right now, you could drive a nice new car for just $9 down. Don't sit in the car line with a car you hate. Ditch your old ride. You be proud to show off in the new 7-seater 2023 Outlander or the stylish Mirage, cleanest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon, starting at $15,900. And hey, if you've gotten a low credit score from the School of Hard Knocks, don't worry. My credit specialist, great on a curve, with rates from 0%. And our used car supercenter has over 100 fresh trade-ins starting at $5,900. Visit me to finish your back-to-school shopping, and you could drive home in a nicer, newer car for just $9 down. Hurry, this deal's done when the school bell rings. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. See all my A-plus rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Offers require bank approval. See dealer for details.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler. Like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password, for you to become a victim. LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
At SimpliSafe, we've designed award-winning home security with advanced sensors, HD cameras, and now this 24/7 LifeGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
As road pros, we know how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, from making alternate routes to finding the best cup of coffee on the road.
And how to help get better mileage.
Yep. Yeah, all diesel fuels are not the same.
Yep. Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps you get further down the road. Helps keep your engine cleaner, you know?
Keep this baby running. That's the goal. Get the job done and get home.
Yep. Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com. Compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 10.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916, 1041. Text us easily at 77031. Check us out online at JimColbertLive.com. You can watch the show live if you'd like. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Dev.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Former President Trump still fighting to prevent a protective order from being issued in his election interference case. The Department of Justice filed for that order, asking the judge to place some limits on Trump's speech about the case after the former president posted, quote, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you," end quote. Trump lawyers claim such a move would violate the First Amendment, adding that politicians are already using his case to raise money. They added the assertion that President Biden is capitalizing on this latest indictment after posting a video of himself sipping coffee from a Dark Brandon mug.
There you go.
Hours before Trump's arraignment last week, the Dark Brandon meme meant to capitalize on Biden's achievements. The judge in the case is expected to decide soon.
I think it's funny how they just get so pissed about that small stuff, but yet this guy spends his entire life just slamming people to the concrete. But they take one shot, and all of a sudden he's going to bitch out and act like a little girl.
Well, I like the fact that people are already using money using this case to raise money. It's like
Matt Gaetz was doing it like the minute it happened.
Well, I mean,
for what it's worth, though, it doesn't matter left or right. I hate when people of power do this. Like, I disagree with Joe Biden memeing this situation. I don't think that's very presidential. I know our standards have changed in the last couple of years, but friendly reminder, still not a good move in my eyes, at least.
I don't even know if he's the one who memed it. I don't know if it came out of the White House. All I know is that it's kind of this throw everything at the wall and kind of see what sticks kind of thing.
That's where they are,
You know, because part of his bond was that he wouldn't even do this to begin with. He shouldn't even be doing this.
Maybe I'm just bummed out that it works.
Yeah.
In other political news, Governor Ron DeSantis is making changes to his presidential campaign team. DeSantis is bringing in his longtime chief of staff, James Uthmeyer, to serve as his new presidential campaign manager, replacing Janera Peck, who will stay on as a senior advisor. The reset comes just weeks after the campaign laid off about a third of staffers to cut costs, and as DeSantis continues to trail Trump in the polls. Meanwhile, Miami's mayor says, well, he's now eligible to participate in the first Republican presidential primary debate. Francis Suarez announced he's crossed the threshold of 40,000 unique donors required to qualify for the GOP debate set for August 23rd in Milwaukee. Suarez joined former President Trump, Governor DeSantis as presidential candidates from Florida when he entered the race in June. A polling average from 538, though, has Suarez last among major GOP candidates at 0.1% of the vote. But again, he was selling raffle tickets.
Yeah.
And if he donated $1.
Well, that was also that other guy out there from the Midwest did that same thing, Ur or something like that.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
All right. Commissioners in one Florida county have unanimously approved a resolution supporting the renaming of a major highway for the late radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah.
Hernando County Commissioner Jerry Campbell called Limbaugh a pioneer of talk radio. The resolution covers a stretch of Cortez Boulevard around the west side of Brooksville, the county seat. A bill signed into law by Governor DeSantis enacted the name change back in June.
Still a bold move to name any street with the word Rush in it.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying.
Something that's not going to be rushing, unfortunately, is Brightline's Orlando to Miami passenger train service is not going to start as scheduled. The company announced yesterday the service will be delayed for at least up to 2 weeks up until September 15th. Apparently, that's the first date available to book a trip. It was originally expected to start September 1st, and those who bought tickets will get refunds as well as top-tier pricing for that next ticket they want to buy. Brightline blames the delay on issues with certification and crew testing.
Okay, good. I'm glad they held it then.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be as safe as you possibly can.
Yeah, you don't want to be the test track there at 120 miles an hour.
The state of Florida is investigating an Osceola County amusement park after a child fell off a ride. A 6-year-old boy fell from a 43-foot-high roller coaster at Fun Spot in Kissimmee late last week. Now, he was rushed to the hospital with traumatic injuries, and the State Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services says it's looking into the incident. This is the first major case since the Tyree Sampson Act took effect last month, and also, I believe, the first major incident to take place at Fun Spot Kissimmee, where they've said that ride will be closed until all inspections come back with a clean bill of health. They are absolutely like, this isn't our deal. We want to make sure, just like you said, all checks and balances are in place. The legislation, of course, for those who do not know, is named after a teenager who fell to his death from a ride at Orlando's Icon Park last year during spring break. All right, this is a story.
So what does that mean, like, with the new law? I mean, you would assume that they'd shut down the ride, they'd investigate it. So do you know specifically what the new law
I think it gives greater oversight to the State Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services to come in and do like deeper inspections.
Allows them to call the shots.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit more deeper than, hey, we're the ride operators and we think it worked out well.
I think they need to find out if it was the ride's problem.
Right.
I mean, first things first, find out if it was the ride's fault that it happened to begin with.
I mean, and there was another roller coaster. I think it was in North Carolina where that unbelievable crack was shown, and then a second crack was found in that same roller coaster. So, yeah, I mean, the more checks and balances, the better, right?
Yeah.
All right, this next story, I'm asking Santa for just 5 minutes and 6 inches of rubber hose.
Okay.
Because police in Volusia County may be closer to catching a suspected poultry killer.
Oh, no, really?
New Smyrna Beach police announced yesterday they've identified a man seen on surveillance video killing a rooster last month on Flagler Ave.
Oh, I misread that Santa wish. My bad.
He allegedly grabbed the rooster after encouraging it to come toward him. So the rooster came toward him. He grabbed it, smashed it against the pavement twice, and then stomped on its head.
Damn! What does this rooster hate?
I don't know, but police have not released
Probably a guy who likes to sleep in.
his identity publicly. If you looked at him, if he's in the water,
Really?
you're going to think it's a sea cow.
Really?
No arrest has been announced,
I
but
like it.
he may be charged with animal cruelty. So again, dear Santa.
Yeah, he's not going to chase the rooster down. He's got to entice it.
Yeah, exactly.
It probably thought he was a big chicken nugget.
You know you messed up when Deb is making fun of the way you look.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is?
Oh, yeah, I've never heard it. I like that she calls people fat. I love that. You should make that a new part of your bit.
And where did that happen at?
New Smyrna Beach.
So that happened right outside of Madcap's Comedy Club.
Exactly. You may have been performing there that night. That douche could have been in your crowd.
This guy could have...
Look at his picture and tell us who he is.
Oh, well, see, that's what I've always said about your comedy. Fat chicken killers love it.
I think you vape with that guy.
I've seen it. So they are really on top of it over at Madcap's Comedy Club. They're going full tilt trying to get this chicken killer.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Were you ripping fat clouds with this guy?
No, I don't think I was.
I don't think I was. I love that's my favorite answer ever.
I don't know. I can't tell a chicken killer, by the average person.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you're like me, but I was caught off guard. But what I'm assuming must have been orientation day at Mount Dora Middle. But basically what that means is over the next couple of days, you're going to see a lot more cars. And, of course, starting Thursday in a lot of places, kids on sidewalks and roads on their bike.
Oh, and don't forget happy parents.
And happy.
Lots of super happy parents.
Lots of mommy juice. Going to be flowing Thursday.
Oh, my God. There are going to be more people drunk before 11
than ever before.
Oh, God.
Nearly 3 million, actually, to be precise, Florida students are getting ready to head back to the classroom later this week. And that's why AAA is offering tips ahead of the new school year to make sure students and drivers are safe. For the last several months, we haven't had to worry about kids at bus stops and, school buses stopping with their arm out. So the association says this time of year is dangerous due to an increase of young, inexperienced drivers. Think those kids get to go to school for the first time driving there. Pedestrians and bicyclists in the early morning hours as well as in the afternoon. So officials say it's important to stay alert and avoid distractions while behind the wheel. It's also important to know that it's illegal to use your phone while driving through an active school zone.
Yeah.
And they will be looking in these first couple of weeks to definitely make an example of you. And do not, under any circumstances, think like if you're on that busy road like Kirkman and that school bus arm is out and those other 2 lanes are open, that doesn't mean you get to go by.
It does not.
That means you're supposed to stop.
Yeah.
Someone's child is getting ready to walk past that school bus.
Worst I ever felt. I did it once. I was dumb, young.
Man.
I was 20.
It happens,
happened
right?
On Kirkman, and I'll never forget seeing that bus driver's face.
Yeah. And
I could sketch it and the level of disappointment he saw.
But you should be very thankful
You're
that
lucky.
nothing happened because that could have been could have been a game changer in your life.
It is the one stove that I am grateful that I touched and didn't, get burned by it. But I'll never forget that guy's face, man.
I bet.
He was like a dad going, son, what are you doing?
I'm so disappointed.
I remember when you were this tall. Now look at you.
I remember driver's ed, they said that was one of the worst things you could do is that pass that stop school bus. And that was back in the 80s driver ed when driving just started, Ross.
And now, we've seen so many egregious videos of drivers who are late for school or late for work or whatever, and they're just riding up onto sidewalks just trying to get beyond that school bus.
Yeah, I wasn't even speeding. I think I was going 5 under.
which is great.
Is still enough though for disappointment from the bus driver.
Oh, Channel 9 or Fox 35 has a picture of your chicken killer, and boy, he is a big old goober.
I'm telling you, right?
He's a big old fat goober.
You see him in the water, you're gonna,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, keep making fun of him.
Okay,
How
so
does he smell, Deb?
Chicken.
No, dead chicken.
Yeah, got his ass.
If I get a hold of him. All right, now let's do a couple of school items to chap your ass. Are you ready, fellas?
Let me get my chapstick.
All right, Orange County Public Schools is explaining several new policies as officials prepare for students to return in 2 days. The district sent out robocalls to parents last night about the changes. So when classes begin Thursday, teachers who are concerned about a student's pronoun are advised to refer to the person by their first or last name or by a nickname approved by a caregiver, because teachers just simply don't have enough to worry about. Students will also be punished for entering a bathroom opposite of their sex assigned at birth. Employees or schools who do not comply with these rules could face a fine of up to $10,000.
There you go.
Because if there's anything our schools are rolling in, it's cash.
Yes, tons of it.
Deb, have you ever been to a men's bathroom? Just
Yes.
like once in your life, right? Just
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
You're like, I'll go check out, see what's going
Well,
on.
no, man, if you've got to pee and that's the only one
Right.
I'm going to go in.
Yeah, right. Desperate times, different measures. I'll never forget when I went into a women's bathroom. No one was in there. And I just remember going, wow, so many stalls.
Yeah.
All stalls.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's like the VIP of public bathrooms.
Right. That's the dead giveaway, by the way. You're in the wrong bathroom.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
You know
that
you
and
know
the funky smell.
They can't use urinals, right?
Well, I mean,
with enough imagination.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And flexibility.
Think
Takes a
about-
lot of flexibility, too.
Think about what Beth said. Get yourself a Lady Jane.
I'm not even if you've ever saw Full Monty. The scene opens with women. It changed my. I'll never ever try it. Okay.
Need a funnel.
This is when
I like this newscast.
When I saw this as a news alert this morning, I was like, no, but it's true. A new state law will change how Shakespeare is taught in Hillsborough County. District officials recently informed teachers that Shakespeare can only be taught with excerpts and not his complete works. A spokeswoman says they're concerned parts of Shakespeare's plays would violate a state law about sexual content. There's also a belief, though, that this approach will expose students to more material that might be covered on the state competency exam. One high school reading teacher thinks these changes are absurd. He tells the Tampa Bay Times the rest of the world is laughing at us.
They are absurd. It's absurd.
It's absolutely
absurd. I mean,
absurd.
Shakespeare's been taught in schools since
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years.
To be
But
canceled.
not in this state. We
Nope.
won't have it. Florida's not going to have it, guys.
Which means your kids, good luck getting into a school outside of Florida.
It's so absolutely stupid.
We're putting our college students at such a disadvantage.
Here, hold my Shakespeare.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, so that's okay. Instead of that, they can take AP psychology.
Yeah, no, they can't.
Well, I mean, the state kind of said, hey, we take that back.
Genuinely.
You can do it. And the schools are like, nah, bro, we're not getting sued. All right. Not a surprise for parents. The cost of back-to-school shopping reaching historic levels as Florida students prepare to go back to that classroom. National Retail Federation says the amount families will spend this semester is expected to exceed, Jimmy, how much money? This is National Retail Federation says the amount families. So this would be families
With
nationwide.
2.3 kids?
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Is it
Sounds good.
$2,000?
I don't know.
No. Total amount, like countrywide this semester.
Oh,
How
God.
much are American families going to spend this semester nationwide on school supplies?
$120 million.
Ooh. Oh, that's
Yeah. I'll go $4 billion.
Come on.
I'm going to shoot that gap.
I gave him a gap.
Yeah. $1 billion.
Points, Ross. $41
billion?
billion.
I don't understand numbers anymore.
And that's $4 billion more compared to this time last year. So inflation has increased those costs of notebooks, rulers, computers,
writing in gold,
everything. The Tampa Bay Moms Group told News Channel 8 that caregivers can save money by waiting to buy items their child doesn't immediately need. The supplies will most likely be easier to find and cheaper 1 to 2 weeks after the new semester begins. But that just means if you see those organizations that maybe have a wish list for a classroom near you, even if you don't necessarily have a child, you can still help stock a classroom, and because those school supplies, man.
Jan Sports, man.
All right.
That leather bottom, those are expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive. Okay, the other big story of the day today, of course, is the heat, and heat alerts up across the entire state of Florida today. Summer heat wave continues. Miami Waterkeeper's Dr. Rachel Silverstein says this disturbing trend is unprecedented. North, south, southwest, and right here in central Florida are all under heat warnings until 7 o'clock tonight. Highs are in the mid to upper 90s, but with that humidity, it's going to feel like 114 degrees or hotter. The extreme heat, of course, can lead to fish and coral reef kills, along with flooding, fires, and drought. So stay indoors and hydrated as much as possible. And speaking of the Florida Keys, a research scientist who's been leading an effort to grow coral in the Keys says it's too soon to tell just how much of it has been saved after it was pulled out of that unusually hot seawater. Dr. Jason Spadaro with Sarasota-based Moat Marine Lab says his team and volunteers have been moving the coral on shore. Spadaro estimates as many as 100,000 coral fragments have been pulled out of the water.
Wow.
Some of the coral have been moved to land-based nurseries in the Keys, while the rest has been shipped to Moat's facility in Sarasota. All right, and that's not the only thing affecting the heat. Florida prisons.
Oh, yeah, that topic.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
They're temporarily lifting certain restrictions in an attempt to combat the current heat wave. Think of it as a fashion switch. So now the State Department of Corrections has agreed to loosen the uniform policy, allowing inmates to wear shorts and a single-layer shirt until October. Keep in mind, a lot of these places are not air-conditioned.
Right.
Officials have also started making repairs to water fountains.
God, I bet that smells amazing.
The Orlando Sentinel reports that prisoner advocacy groups like Florida Cares are calling this move a win, but are also working with state lawmakers to do more. The National Weather Service, again, reports everyone in the state is under either a heat advisory or excessive heat warning today. I can't imagine a concrete building is a sweet, sweet place to be.
No, man. I mean, even
it's gotta smell like living hell.
Even the guards were complaining about that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying that it's just like an impossible work area.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. All right, Tampa Mayor Jane Castor and her family were surprised when they spotted more than just fish while out on a boat off the Florida Keys. Speaking of the Keys, Tampa Bay Times says the mayor and former police chief was on a fishing trip near the city of Marathon in late July when she discovered, what's that, a package in the water?
Oh, yeah.
U.S. Border Patrol later confirmed the parcel was 70 pounds of booger sugar.
Oh, yeah.
With a street value of more than $1 million.
Damn.
Christina Aguilera.
Castor notified Monroe County Police about what she found before enjoying the rest of her vacation. In other words, found it, not touching it, come pick it up.
Exactly. We put a tracker on it.
And then finally, speaking of the heat, winemakers have a new ally in the fight against crop sickness. NASA technology can actually alert California vineyards to early signs of grape and vine disease.
Wow.
Saving the industry from economic damages.
Wow.
Scientists are now able to detect early signs of infection in Cabernet Sauvignon grapevines long before physical evidence starts appearing. This still blows my mind.
Yeah.
But this gives winery owners a chance to treat crops before they fail. Grape disease causes mold and root-rotting bacteria that destroys up to 30% of harvest each year.
That's wild. Yeah, the one thing I learned about wine when I was out there is they to get the berry or to get the grape exactly where they want it, you actually starve the vine of water. People think you water it. They do have these water hoses that run like along the ground. What do they call them? Drip lines?
Yeah.
But they very rarely use them. That's the reason that they're out there. It's because the way the sea breeze comes over the mountains and into that valley, it gives them the right amount of water, because you're supposed to stress that vine out to make it really produce the great grape.
Well, the results...
They can't use a lot of moisture, I guess, because of the rot.
No, but that results in $3 billion in damages annually, that 30% loss to the California wine economy. So the instrument, NASA's Airborne Visible and Infrared Imaging Spectrometer, is now on the job over Golden State Vineyards.
So they're not making wine on the moon?
No,
not yet.
That's cool, too, I guess.
Moon wine.
And if you're just joining us, I think the last story is that we solved grape Alzheimer's.
Or at least know what it looks like from space now.
At least. I mean, can you imagine NASA has to call you before the physical, effects even goes, hey, by the way, You want to check those vines on that back 40 over there. They're not looking so good.
You got some molded cab in the back quarter, boy.
That's so scary. If someone called me and was like, hey, there's something in your backyard, I'm hanging up.
Right, exactly.
I'm running.
Exactly. Well, regardless, now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Now that we've all quit Facebook and started talking to each other again, what's that? Nobody's quit Facebook? Facebook.com/RealRadioOrlando. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today soar to the upper 90s. It's a Fox 35 weather impact day as the heat and humidity will be intense. Feels like temperatures do soar anywhere from 107 to 112 degrees today. It's important to stay hydrated and limit your time outside. Rain chances at about 40% coverage, mainly after 3 o'clock. Make sure to stay weather aware and have a great day.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has what you need for travel. Passport photos, luggage, headphones, even personal travel-sized items. Now get $10 off your purchase of 30 or more when you buy a travel service. In-store only offer ends September 16th. Exclusions apply. Staples, your first stop to nonstop travel.
Hey, everybody. Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Just one visit with these guys over at Life Imaging FLA has shown me its worth for sure. At 55 years old, like a lot of people out there, when you get those little aches and pains at this age, you just can't shrug that stuff off anymore. And with known kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, I don't ignore that at all now. In the instant I had an opportunity to visit the guys over at Life Imaging FLA for their free heart scan, I did not even pause one bit. And guess what we found? Exactly. Issues with kidneys and prostates. I took that scan info directly to my doctor, and we started building that plan immediately. And I got to tell you, man, that peace of mind that you get that you know in advance is unreal, like unreal. You just feel more in tune with your own body, and you feel more empowered as well. No dyes, you don't take off your clothes. It only takes a few minutes. Do what I did, guys. Get over with Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan, only a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it's so easy. Simply pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Take control of your long-term health care. Remember, you'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Baby boomers and retirees, protect yourself from the coming tidal wave of higher taxes. This administration's spend and tax schemes, along with their failed economic policies, are only going to add more to the taxes already being taken of your retirement savings. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. Learn how you can get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven solutions, saving thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com. Retirementprotected.com.
wrongdoing.com. It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention, it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well, and then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to aspireallergy.com. That's aspireallergy.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Welcome to the Unlit Life. It's this place where you feel free, like enjoying a low-key get-together with friends instead of a wild night on the town style of free. When you can enjoy a moment with Blue Vapor just because. You know, the everyday doesn't have to feel so everyday. With Blue e-cigs, you can get stuff done and still have fun. And when we let ourselves get unlit, we start really living. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fontum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hi guys, this is Sonia from Texas. I wanted to get on the hijack review here, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was exciting, and it was great, and we kind of binged it ourselves. But there were some indiscrepancies, and sometimes where you're like, that wouldn't really happen. But still, overall, fantastic. Highly recommend it. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. All right, very good. Let's give it a shot. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim, Devin, Jack, and Ross are all here as well. Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on the texting service regarding the hijack. And some think Ross's review is accurate, others do not.
There's a lot of parts that I really liked about it, and then there were some parts where I just thought, I wish I liked that more. Main bad guy, wish I got on board with him more.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, someone said it's kind of like Lost. Would you say it's kind of...
I missed out on the whole...
Oh, you did?
On the whole Lost train. But I know about that ending. It wasn't even really... The ending might get some heat. It wasn't really the ending that was my number one, I don't know how much I really enjoy this. It was good. I watched the whole thing, and that is honestly one of the biggest compliments you can give any show. I had to find out what happened.
What is Silo about?
So Silo is kind of unfolds as you learn, but basically it's 10,000 people living in a silo, not going outside, believing that they can't go outside.
Oh, so it's based in Central Florida.
All living in this silo, and they have been for years with no real understanding of what the world was, 100 years earlier.
So why are they in there? Because of, the fall of civilization?
All they know is they can't go outside. They have a little monitor that they can see.
Oh.
And anyone who does go outside, they call it to clean the windows. They don't last.
They don't last.
Yeah, and you can see them.
What happens to them? You can't tell me that.
Well, no, you see it in episode 1, but
all right, don't tell me.
Yeah.
It's always hard to review a show without spoiling it.
Yeah, because
it's tough.
Is it it's a sci-fi thing?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Did you see it?
No, I've only seen. One of my friends loves that show, so that is probably on my up
And,
next.
yeah, and it's based on a series of books.
Got it.
And I'm glad because we finished it last night, and we watched the last 2 episodes last night, and checked to see that season. It has been picked up for season 2. 2024, but then with a writer's actor strike, everything is on hold.
Sure. 30-minute episodes or hour? Or 45 minutes or whatever?
Yeah, 45 to 50.
Yeah. And you can binge the entire thing?
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, especially at the end. And that's what I like about a series at the end when it ends and you're like, oh, you want to watch the next one?
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite thing. I mean, when you crash out and decide you're not doing anything, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
When you just realize you can just roll and roll and roll, it doesn't matter. And now that you don't have to even click on the thing, it just says this is going to automatically start for you in 5 seconds. It should just say ... addict. That's what it should say.
Yeah, slap your wrist. You're going back in.
There's another series that I'm interested in on Apple TV Plus called Foundation. I've heard good things about it. I have not seen it.
Yeah. What's the basis of it?
That's a sci-fi thing.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. See, I don't mind any of that stuff. I just like a good news story. I mean, I like when this is not a show, but when Bird Box came out and what was not Quiet or
Quiet Place?
Quiet Place, yeah. Like both of those were really cool thriller ideas that didn't kind of lean on the monster per se to be the bad guy. It was just the idea of it was bad enough. I thought that was brilliant, and like almost all the Black Mirrors are good.
Well, you need a shtick within your thing. So like there's tons of monster movies, but you're talking about A Quiet Place. Well, what about a monster movie where no one can speak?
Right, yeah.
That's
right.
the thing that
Sure.
soaks you
And
in
they can
because
have
I've never seen that before. I've seen a monster movie. I've seen monsters eat people before, but I've never seen them have super ultra hearing powers.
Also, and what's the other issue with that movie that made it really unique? Happened in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, that the scary stuff can happen in the middle of the day. You don't need the cover of night to make it eerie or scary. I think the same thing with Bird Box, right?
There is one thing that Apple Plus TV, God, they should have Apple Plus or Apple TV. Why it's Apple TV Plus or Apple Plus?
Because they already had Apple TV.
Yeah, they goofed that still. But they are nailing the streaming shows from Hijack. I'm not like some hater against it. I just don't think it was great. But all of the Apple TV shows, there's one thing that they have in common, to me at least, they are not treating their audience dumb. They are banking on the intelligence of their audience.
Do Apple people like who have their computers and stuff, are they more susceptible to using Apple TV, or is that a dumb question? I mean, do they, in other words,
it's
that,
not.
Does that culty Apple thing also kind of transfer over to?
I bet it would.
It has to.
Yeah,
I mean, you have the Apple TV app uploaded on your Mac when you get it. You
Right.
just then have to decide if you're going to sign up.
And my wife was wondering the other day, now I signed up for it today, is it true or not true that if you have the Apple card, you also you either get discounts or get Apple TV for free?
I don't think for free,
I don't think it's free.
But you would get probably more cash back if you put it on your credit
Yeah,
card.
you get 3% if you pay for it using that. Which reminds me,
there you
make
go.
a note.
Yeah,
I need to
man.
switch that.
I
You're
did
probably
that.
going to get 3% instead.
There you go.
A great example of like they're looking at the audience and going, no, you're not dumb. We trust that you will get this. Shrinking. I think Shrinking is such a great example of banking on the audience getting it.
That's Harrison Ford's gig?
That's Harrison Ford. He came out and said it's the best script he ever read. That's what got him on board. Jason Segel, who's the lead on that show, sometimes it's a little, hallmarky, but it does not take away from the acting, the writing, and most importantly, the message that it's so good.
So now I have to be part of Lasso. I'm way behind on the Lasso train. That thing left 2 years ago, but I guess I still need to watch it. For one thing, I'm just a giant fan of Sudeikis. I just think he's brilliantly funny and very good. And he actually talked about how he created that character on, I want to say it was Fly on the Wall, the Dana Carvey and David Spade podcast. He kind of talked about at length how he kind of created the idea of Ted Lasso and how that kind of came about as they were goofing around on the set of SNL and kind of creating those little dumb characters. He leaned on that.
Did he bring up Donald Trump in the interview?
I don't remember.
So I've heard this about Sudeikis and the character Ted Lasso is that it was supposed to be a whole different character.
Right, yes, I know
and
that.
then right when the show was brewing, and then Donald Trump was happening, and then Sudeikis was like, man, there's too much negativity in the world. I don't want to be this negative character. I don't want to be this hard-nosed American, yelling at these players, which was originally supposed to be the Ted Lasso character.
Right.
So he turned the entire character on its head.
Straight Ned Flanders.
Wow. And then went full-blown, positive, just over-the-top positivity, welcome, come on and have a nice bowl of soup.
I don't think the show would have been as popular if he had played his character exactly.
I think that's why Ted Lasso caught fire, because everything was dark and gritty, from our movies, from superheroes.
To people.
But then what would happen if we made an adult Disney show? A Disney show with cursing. What would happen then?
Oh, I mean, it would be an outrage.
It's
that's
fantastic.
Ted Lasso.
What?
Ted Lasso is essentially...
Oh, I thought you meant like an animated thing.
No, just like that whole, shucks, and then you team that up with MFer, and it, puts
and
a
then
little
all
edge.
of a sudden people go, I've never seen this before.
Right. Also, the way he handles problems, he's like anti-aggro, and he does these little weird, almost parable things to get back at people who try to get at him. I guess he has a nemesis.
Yeah.
And there's that dartboard scene or whatever.
It's so good.
So good. Don't judge.
It's so good.
Don't judge. Just be curious.
All right, 407-916-1041. What'd you do that's new is next.
The 2023 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament presented by JustCallMode.com will be August 19th. Get the details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Afternoon delays continue in the usual spots on I-4, both east and westbound, as you travel by the major attractions exits and through downtown, especially between Princeton and Colonial. Looking at a crash blocking the eastbound left lane on 436 at Bear Lake Road. If you happen to see any other traffic problems today in the Orlando area, just make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Hirepalooza by OrlandoJobs.com.
Job seekers, get ready for Hirepalooza on August 10th at the Amway Center. Join the largest job fair and career expo in Central Florida. Meet over 120 employers with 6,000 jobs, free parking, and professional headshots. Register at OrlandoJobs.com.
Hey everybody, Jim here with my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your eyes are definitely the window into your world. That's why you want to treat them just right and have them in the best possible operating situation. And the Filatowski Eye Institute can definitely do that for you. These guys are the absolute best in town when it comes to LASIK vision correction. Nobody in the world's better. My son and my father-in-law both had issues with their eyes years ago. I turned them on to the Filatowski Eye Institute, and what happened? Their lives changed overnight. The surgery only takes a few minutes. You can actually go to the facility and watch it happen right there in an atrium. I'm serious. It's just a few minutes, but what it does for the remainder of your life is genuinely amazing, and you can trust these guys. They performed over 65,000 LASIK surgeries right here in Central Florida over the last 30 years. They use the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology. That gets you fast recovery times. Most people back to work the very next day. Start seeing the way you were meant to. Contact the Filatowski Eye Institute today. Get rid of those glasses and contacts. Get rid of that blurry vision. Simply text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your consultation today. They even have 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, it's very easy. Get this consultation. Find out what these guys can do for you and live a better life. Text 1041 to 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, and apparently, and really, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Every day you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dan, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had trouble with my sinuses for decades. I always thought something like this was a gimmick, but one use and I'm hooked. I should have bought this a long time ago. The results are immediate and incredible. Unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialists, Florida's #1 repipe expert, and I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate. That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get 0 interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us, Repipe Specialists, at 844-REPIPE-5, or go to repipe.com now.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day, and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
Hey, you're up next. Ugh, my throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041 to call us. Text us easily at 77031. Don't forget, you can check us out live at jimcolbertlive.com. That's where all the podcasts and all the breakouts of all the segments of the shows that you may or may not like are there as well. What am I saying? You're going to like it. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's do What You Do That's New.
What you do that's new. What you do that's new. Hey, if we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Clausman Law.
That's right, Clausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Clausman, and we'll talk to Glenn on Thursday for Colbert Court. What'd you do that's new? Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, one of the members of the show will choose something for the other members to watch, read, or listen to. And then, of course, we'll come back and discuss that and move on to the next member and find out what they have for the next week. This week it is Ross, and I'll have something for you guys in just a few minutes. Ross?
I nominated the movie Still, which is a Michael J. Fox movie that's on Apple TV, and it is also nominated for 7 awards for Outstanding Directing for a Documentary Nonfiction for Mr. Davis Guggenheim. That's how you direct a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
They also got nominated for cinematography, picture editing, sound mixing, and music for the score. This is a documentary. This is one of the best documentaries I have ever seen. Not only is the story great, but the thing that made me really want you guys to watch this is going, look at the editing. How in the hell did someone watch every second of every content that Michael J. Fox was ever in to be able to put random parts of Family Ties, right? That's the name of the show, Family Ties?
Yeah.
They put random parts. Spin City. And they grab all of his shows and movies, and then they tell Michael J. Fox's story through all of the shows and movies that he's been in, and that blew me away.
Yeah, through scenes. They would pull a scene that would be that would kind of accompany what he was saying or being asked about or talked to
in real life,
in real time. It was pretty badass.
A small example is it's very famous that Michael J. Fox was filming Back to the Future at night and doing Family Ties in the morning, and he was getting like 2-3 hours of sleep for months.
I actually did not know that till this movie.
And then it cuts to a scene of him in Family Ties where a principal is going, "You really think you can work 2 jobs?" And I'm going, how in the hell did they find that footage to match it up with his actual off-camera life? I thought it was outstanding.
I think it's ChatGPT.
Yeah,
I mean, like they say, like, here's all of this stuff. We're looking for a scene with Michael J. Fox that talks about working 2 jobs, and it shoots it out.
The story is uplifting and heart-wrenching. Michael J. Fox, don't know if we deserve that guy. I really don't. I could not get over how uplifting the film was by the end of it.
It is, and he always had that squeaky clean image.
And I missed all of that.
But what's interesting is finding out, like, in the beginning, he talked about maybe he had gotten a fight with Harrelson at another drunken fight at a bar, that he was kind of off camera, not as clean cut as Canadian boys you might expect.
No. He let it loose for a while.
Yeah.
He let it go for a while.
Yeah.
From the opening scene that made me lean into this film. The first line of dialogue you hear is, "My pinky." Yeah. It wasn't mine anymore. I couldn't control it. How do you not watch the rest of that Michael J. Fox documentary? It was
I thought
so
it was
good.
One of the parts I thought was kind of interesting is how they covered up his trimmer that he had in his left hand while filming Spin City and all these other things, how they had to do that, how he would...
He did that. They didn't even know.
How he would purposely put stuff in that hand so that it would have something to do and not sit there and trimmer and shake. What'd you think?
It was telling to go back to those scenes and what you attributed to great acting at the time. When you go back and he's doing the voiceover, talking about counting in his head how long he had until the medication would wear off and the tremors would come back. And you're like, oh my God, those moments in those shows, from Family Ties to Spin City to movies, you see the deliberate action on his part and the fear in his eyes that you're going to notice and you're going to ask why. I thought it was uplifting and heartbreaking because as someone who grew up with Michael J. Fox, I was impressed with his Midwestern dad. You know, we all grew up with those dads who, I mean, if you had, you wanted to be an artist or a musician, well, that's sweet, kid, but you better figure out something that's going to pay the bills. And to have his dad actually drop everything and help make his career get that start that it did. And the fact that being so young looking is really what got him his start in Hollywood.
And he was a screw-up.
That's total screw-up. Yeah.
He was a C&D student.
And he dropped out and ended up becoming a name we'll all remember.
I mean, you hear the story all the time. I love the interview with him, and it goes, "So you were pretty broke?" He goes, "No, I wasn't broke. I was broken. I had nothing.
Right.
I was sucking jelly packets."
Yeah.
And then
that was his last day. His last audition was where he got Family Ties.
It was Family Ties. So the day before he booked Family Ties, he was stealing jelly packets at fast food places for food.
Yeah.
And then Family Ties then bleeds into, also they had already cast Marty McFly.
Right.
Then they have, and
he
then
called him Crazy Crispin Glover. Got a deal in a picture. He was kind of jealous about it, right?
Well, no, there was Eric Stoltz.
Eric
Stoltz was cast as Marty McFly.
That's
they
right.
start shooting the movie.
Bad screen
and
test.
Then not even screen test. It was like we got our guy.
Yeah.
And then they started looking at it and they're like, man, the chemistry is so bad.
Yeah.
We have to get Michael J. Fox. So then they reshot everything all over again.
Well, I thought he made a comment about Crazy Crispin Glover.
That was his dad.
Oh,
in the movie.
I thought he was saying that. I was like, wow. I mean, you're taking a shot at Crispin Glover. I mean, he's had an okay career. I mean, nothing nuts, but
no, that
nothing
was
like
his
Michael
dad
J.
in
Fox.
The movie.
Have you seen any of the other movies from Michael J. Fox that don't have him as a Back to the Future kind of lovely kid? Like, there's a couple war movies. The one he made with Sean Penn.
Yeah. Heartbreak Ridge?
No.
No.
It was something else, but it was a really good movie. He had to be the soldier that had the conscience when all this other crazy stuff was happening in Vietnam or Korea. I can't remember which one it was.
There's this. I mean, don't you feel like you kind of
casualties of war?
Yeah,
that you kind of met him after watching that film. Sure, it's only, I know it's a movie, but I had never gotten to see that side. I love that they bring up how funny he is still.
Yeah.
That although, he's tremoring, but my man's got jokes, and he's down to even poke a little, fun at himself.
Oh, I think he puts a lot of fun at himself.
I loved the opening scene
when
he
walking on the
falls.
sidewalk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like minute 4, and you see Michael J. Fox eat it on a sidewalk,
like in front of everybody. Actually, people recognize him eating it and start saying, "Hi, good to meet you." And
and then
he says, "You knocked me off my feet."
and that was such a my
that's
God,
a reactive line, right? Yeah,
man, what a good person that, hey, I know this is an awkward situation. You just saw somebody who is handicapped fall, but I can still make it comfortable by going, it was nice to meet you too. You knocked me off my feet.
Yeah, exactly.
To crack a joke and he's not doing that really for the laugh or anything. He's trying to make that person feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And to be in that situation and still be that giving and not bitter and pissed off at the world, outstanding.
It goes by pretty quickly as well.
Oh.
Because you get so enwrapped with the story of it, it goes by pretty quickly, and it's kind of cool how he met his wife, on that show. But she just basically didn't, she didn't take any of the I'm a rock star stuff.
Yeah, that's not going to do.
Yeah. and just basically brought him back down to size. And of course, that's one of those things. Like, the more you push me away, the more I'm attracted. And then she went through his alcoholism as he was drinking himself into a stupor after getting his diagnosis. It was actually very cool. Did you learn anything about Michael J. Fox?
Oh yeah,
I would say so. I just learning the reality of it. That I learned that he's not like sitting back on a bed and relaxing.
No.
I love the part when his family is trying to tell him, like, Dad, stop walking.
Right.
And his response is, guys, I have Parkinson's.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like. I'm going to fall. It sucks. It's not good news, but I'm not going to let it define or stop me. I'm going to keep walking.
Right.
So that's what I learned about Michael J. Fox, is that I think going into it, I thought this thing is ravaging his life, which there's definitely some truth to that, but he's not having it stop him. He's been in shows and featured as himself in multiple projects talking about Parkinson's and having it be part of the discussion.
Yeah. How about his terminology for being on the pills? Because he has these pills that stops these tremors so that he can actually talk and stuff like that. And remember, he calls it waiting on the bus.
Yeah.
And
I'm on the bus.
And then being on the bus, in other words, being under the influence of the medication, is being called on the bus. He'll be on the bus in about 2 minutes. That's about how long it takes. He yells out, pills.
Pills! I learned that Michael J. Fox is a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I learned when the interviewer goes, you haven't brought up pain. And he goes, well, you didn't ask me about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of times with pain, a lot of people, and they're not wrong by going, hey, I'm in pain. That's kind of one of the first things they bring up.
Right, yeah, you didn't talk about that.
Not at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was very cool. It was good to see him still in good spirits. Again, you get a diagnosis like that, you can choose a couple paths. One of them is just kind of hole up in somewhere and wait.
Yeah.
He's not choosing that. He goes through therapy daily. He has a guy that was walking with him on the sidewalk that kind of reminds him of what he has to do, like a physical therapist, I assume.
He could have done better because Michael Fox ate it.
Yeah. It's very cool to watch, though. Very good. Check it out if you can. It's called Still, and really the movie name, of course, is a play on the idea of Parkinson's giving him this shake that he can't control, but it also goes back to his childhood.
Yeah, that's something I learned about him. That he was always that kind of whirling dervish of a kid, always bouncing around with all that energy.
Right. So I think the Still thing is actually kind of ironic how it plays through his entire life. But it's a good flick. Check it out if you can. Apple TV.
Yeah.
It's called Still. It's the Michael J. Fox story.
And the best thing I could say is enjoy the story, but try to keep your third eye on how hard that movie was to make.
Yeah.
Of just the editing, the sound design.
It hit you about halfway through where you realize, wow, it must have taken a lot of time to get these clips to coincide with this story.
I still don't know how.
Which came first, the story or the clips?
Ooh, it's bigger than all of us.
All right, 407-916-1041. Take a little break, and I'll tell you what I've got for you guys next.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klossman. KLAUSMANLAW.com.
Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman. KlossmanLaw.com.
From the Klossman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klossman Law. KlossmanLaw.com.
Afternoon delays continue in the usual spots on I-4, both east and westbound, as you travel by the major attractions exits and through downtown, especially between Princeton and Colonial. Looking at a crash blocking the eastbound left lane on 436 at Bear Lake Road. If you happen to see any other traffic problems today in the Orlando area, just make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals. Ready to get a price on your metal roofing project? Complete the Get a Quote form on Tri-County Metals website at tricountymetals.com. Getting a quote for your new metal roof has never been faster or easier. Get started at tricountymetals.com.
Hot. Nobody's springing that on you for sure here in Central Florida. Hotter than ever. That's why your AC system is going to have to be even more reliable than ever. Make sure it never quits on you, because I'm telling you straight up, if your AC goes out right now, it's almost unsafe in your house. But Mills Air can take care of that for you with incredible service, incredible products. Their techs are just wonderful people, and they have the integrity that you want. These guys come when you need the help. That's what they did for Deb. That's what they did for Ross. They've done it for me a number of times, and plenty of Central Floridians have leaned on these guys to make sure their AC system never gives up in the middle of summer, and you can too as well, guys. Their techs, like I said, service all the brands. You don't even need to know what kind of AC you have. Plus, they are Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts over at family owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that appointment. See what they can do for you. It's 407-277-1159. Find them online at millsair.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Get ready to win your way to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival and $1,000.
You'll be there. T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Immerse yourself in virtual reality with Kokomo, the new app from Canon. Connect with friends and family live in photorealistic environments. It's like being together even if you're miles apart. Search Kokomo by Canon to download now from the MetaQuest Store, Apple App Store, or Google Play.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Camtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal. Get licensed. Get Camtech. Join us for a free info seminar this Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Spring Hill Suites, Millennial Lakes Boulevard. CamTechSchool.com.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today.
Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. When a restaurant closes, my reaction is, that sucks. They had good steak. When regional banks close, or 3 of them close overnight, it freaks me out. This is why I have my own personal gold reserve. It's part of my personal protection plan. Call my friends at Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company. And never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Check it out.
You lifted your car?
Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh?
It's a minivan.
Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
The podcast Journalista tells the improbable life story of Courtney Cookie Hood. Follow Cookie's adventures from working for CBS News in Managua during the Nicaraguan Civil War to blowing the lid off the Iran-Contra scandal and almost taking down the Reagan presidency.
They're assuming that I know what I'm doing, that I'm a journalist. I wasn't. I was being thrown into the Coliseum to the lions. I had not a clue.
Listen to Journalista on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, what's up, Jim? Dude, man, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you played golf this morning or whatever, but I just spent the last 2 days out in this stuff. And today, oh man, today was a really, really tough day. The heat is just so hot outside right now, man. So, got off early, paid my guy a little bit more today, and we'll do that for the rest of the week.
Yeah, man.
And it's all good.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that. This is the dog days, right? Is it just the dog days of summer?
I believe so.
I think it would qualify.
Name for the, do you know what it's named for?
God, I don't. I think we talked about this last year, and I always forget.
The dog constellation Sirius, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Which is now seen.
Oh, really?
Way to go, Dad.
Wow. The dog days end.
I hope you're right.
I know.
They end on the 11th.
Yeah, August 11th. July 3rd to August 11th.
Wow.
According to Old Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. There's no question. I mean, I know that we talk about it a lot, and every summer we do a little bit, no differently than if you lived up north and you got snow drifts every other day, or if the temperatures went down, you'd probably bring it up. But, man, this is just, even for people who have lived in Florida for years, I think even for seasoned Floridians, this is different. I mean, I know it's different for us.
It's 99 right now with a feels like temp of 111.
It wasn't different today as the first day where I thought, whoa. Wow.
Well, Deb had said it perfectly, and really, it's funny because I wondered the same thing on the way in. Like, usually, this is exactly what I do when I leave the house. I take my bag with my computer out, and I get my, I have a Yeti that I keep in my truck, and I don't bring it in at night. I go in, and I crank my truck up, and I let the AC run a little bit before I hop in there. I go back in, fill my cup up with water, feed the dog, then I come on back out, have that little routine I do, and inevitably, I get back out, I close the truck up, and it's cool. It was not this time. It was not very cold. And actually, I kept the AC on completely low, which I hardly ever do. I always have it on like maybe 66, for the temperature, and it was on and the fan was on 4 or 5. And usually it's on 2.
Cars have that option now?
Yeah,
you don't, my
you
AC,
set the thermostat on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yours is just a block of blue or a block of partially blue.
It's 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4
it's
lines.
not even lines. It's just numbers, 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy says here on the texting service, I'm a golf course and superintendent, and I've wanted to kill myself the last couple of days.
Oh, my God.
So brutal.
Yeah, just walking, I mean, it's a 10-foot walk from my car to door to the car, and you just like, oh, my God, I just got to get through this.
Yeah, you wonder how safe it is. Like, I don't wonder what, first things first, let me do my What'd You Do That's New, so we can get that out of the way and we can talk about some other stuff, including this Alabama dock brawl, because they've 3 people have been charged now.
Yes. Get them.
All right, so what I'm going to have for you guys is Season 16.
Yes.
Episode 1.
Yes.
Of Married at First Sight. It's called Marry Me in Tennessee. You can see it on Netflix. Just watch it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I want you to fight the urge of watching this entire season because it's impossible to ignore. It is. I'm telling you guys, of all the reality shows that have that TLC kind of feel, this is by far the most interesting one.
Yep, the heat got to him.
They've never met. They meet the very first time at the altar. This is all basically a social experiment. It's no differently. It's different. It basically, you're watching Tinder happen live on television. That's exactly what it is.
With marriage.
And I'll tell you something else too. And this is not me being some fool. I'm just telling you the case. Being around for the onset of reality TV and seeing its either rise or demise, however you look at it, because it's subjective, of course, you will see, and I know for a fact you will agree, that the producers have the least amount of input on this show. Because once you enter 2 people into the idea of marriage, they do have these 2 counselors that they use, that they go to see, but you're seeing real deal 2 complete strangers who basically filled out a form with their likes and dislikes and basically would be a profile of themselves. And they use science and social studies to basically look at those profiles and match people up based on what they wrote on a piece of paper with no input for physical attributes, no input for beauty or hair color or eye color or height or weight or any of that stuff. It's just what they put on the paper, and they provide the person, and then they have to work it out. And it is painfully interesting.
Do they get married?
Yes, that's the whole idea. They never meet.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could have that same idea without marriage at the end.
They marry. No, they marry at the beginning. They get married. The end of the show is whether or not they want to get divorced or not.
No,
that's the buy. So you watch them work their way through 16 weeks or something, or whatever, how many ever episodes it is, and by the end of the show, they have to decide whether or not they're going to give the marriage a shot or they're going to call it quits. And I'm telling you, man, it's a really interesting concept. I know it seems very hokey and very TLC-like and very 90 Day Fiancé, but I'm telling you, the input from the producers is not like input from those other shows. You see 2 people actually trying to work through, whether or not they can be with each other. And I tell you something else that you'll notice about this show. The 2 people are trying. It's not like they came to the show. They really wanted to find somebody that they could spend time with. And they're not ogres or, they don't have a horn or anything like that. It's not like they're awful looking people or, they're the dregs of society. These people just wanted to try a different concept to meet somebody that would be a life partner.
Could you repeat the details you kind of threw at us there on how we watch this?
I think it's Netflix.
Season 16, episode 1.
Season 16,
Marry
episode
Me in Tennessee or something.
Married at First Sight, and the episode title is Marry Me in Tennessee.
Marry Me in Tennessee.
Okay.
There's like 16 seasons of this. I'm telling you, when you watch this season, you're going to be interested in other seasons. It's impossible not to be interested in it.
Because what's strange is on Netflix, it says it's 2 seasons starting in 2014. You go to episodes, it only has 2 seasons listed for episode 12, season 12 and 13.
No, this clearly said it was on Netflix or available on Netflix. But again, that's where my wife watches it.
We're going to find it.
Yeah, it says Netflix, Hulu. You can watch it on Hulu as well. or you can watch it on Lifetime. All three of those, I guess, have it. So maybe Netflix only has the episodes as they come out, as they list them there. So you may want to try to go to Hulu instead. But I think she watches them on Netflix. Anyway, very cool show.
Marry
You'll like
Me
it.
in Tennessee.
Yeah. Very cool show. You will dig it. I promise. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Did you guys see the brawl, the Alabama dock brawl?
Oh, yeah.
I saw some of those clips.
The memes.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
I mean, that's if that's gross, I could show you way worse things on the internet.
Yeah, no, I mean,
that was expected for it to get memed up.
God, it just got it went from 0 to, I mean, isn't that a city run ferry? It's a business that has a purpose at that dock, right?
Well, I mean, it was a uniformed security guard
Right,
who was trying to make way for a riverboat. I guess there were other boats that were backed up behind that riverboat.
Right.
And when he asked this pontoon operator to please move their boat so the riverboat could dock, they decided that
that wasn't enough for them.
That wasn't enough. They decided to F around and found out.
Yeah, they did find out.
Yeah, they
because,
did find out. That was
beatdown.
sweet.
Oh, yeah.
That was sweet.
There were some women involved in this as well. I got to tell you, they were not treated like women. It was, once you start throwing those punches, they don't even see that. No, you're going to get it too. And then immediately one dude gets thrown in the lake. That's my favorite part of the entire thing.
Oh, I don't think I watched the whole thing.
Immediately one dude just gets shoved into the river. That would be the best deal ever. I would want to get shoved into the river, not get punched in the face a bunch.
One of the guys has extreme racist views that he has shared on social media.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the internet found him.
Yeah, is that the one, the owner of Vassar's Mini Mart? I believe his last name is Coleman, at least from what I saw on Twitter.
Well, one guy just bowed up immediately, stuck his chest out and chest bumped the security guard.
Yeah.
It went from 0 to aggressive, fast.
So I'll be interested to see why hate crime charges or this not being a, because again, there were no words or anything that appeared to be exchanged. It was just, hey, we need you to move your boat. And like you said, the guy got off and immediately bowed up and.
Yeah, it was fast, man. I mean, I know that boat docks, are one of those places, and you probably wouldn't think this, but boat docks they're a source of a lot of fights and issues like this. Code Black goes fishing all the time, and it's the weight that it takes to get your boat out into the water. Because, if you use any of the boat docks, out on the coast to get your boat in the water to go out and go deep sea fishing, there are only so many ramps, and there's only so much parking. And everybody gets there 4 o'clock in the morning. So at 4 in the morning, you're still jockeying for a position to get your boat out. And if it's just you and someone else, it's really even more difficult because you have to load all your stuff out. You get the boat in the water.
Right.
You have to tie the boat up. The guy has to go park the truck in the trailer and then walk back to the boat. And they all have to wait for you, or you have to back your boat out and kind of circle around until he comes back. Then you have to go back up there and get him and go on. And it can take a lot of time. And man, these people are and they're very impatient and very uncool sometimes.
Well, we had a case in South Florida where Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill slapped the face of a dock employee.
Yeah, saw that, yeah.
And said, I can buy you in this whole effing marina, when once again was told you can't fish there.
Right.
And he, apparently, allegedly offered money on the sly, hey, let's just handle this.
Right, yeah.
And the dock guy was like, no.
Yeah, I saw the slap, too, and he just slapped him for no reason. He just walked by and slapped him.
It was just...
stupid, slapped him.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, a bit of a douchebag.
That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
I can't root for you now, buddy.
Yeah. I heard that when he left Kansas City and went to Miami, I remember when he did that there were some rumors that a bunch of the people that were with Kansas City were not sad to see him go. That he had that little chip on his shoulder kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. Just kind of feeling himself a little bit.
I think he would have stayed, though, if they could have paid him.
Yeah, maybe so. Who knows? I mean, obviously, who wouldn't want to play with Patrick Mahomes?
Tyreek, he chased the bag instead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you want to play with that guy because he's the best quarterback in the league. But, and again, just, his personality was a bit caustic, I guess. That bragging thing gets on people's nerves a little bit.
I've always looked at wide receivers and been like, brag all you want.
They're divas all over. Yeah.
Get that ring.
Man, there's one that's not. What was the guy for Atlanta? That was
Julio Jones?
No, not Julio Jones. I got it wrong. Larry Fitzgerald. He was with Arizona for the longest time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys that's one of the stand-up dudes in the league. But yeah, I mean, 3 charges against these guys starting a fight. It's going to change your life for just being stupid and not being patient and just being an idiot douchebag. Now it's going to change your life
For everyone.
You have to deal with these charges.
Because like Jack said, the internet found him.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna find the chicken guy. By the way, they're gonna find the chicken
Oh, yeah.
stomper because the video they have of that dude coming out of that club, you may actually even recognize the shirt he was wearing.
Yeah,
because I mean the dude is wearing like a weird shirt. The chicken stomper out of New Smyrna Beach.
It's weird down in New Smyrna.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We do have a story coming up that's kind of cool. Did you guys hear about the couple that got DCF called on them? And the reason why was very interesting. And I have to tell you, it's kind of weird. I have a weird take on this. So there was a couple, Florida couple, and the couple they had the fear of possibly having their kid taken away from them. And the reason why is the child has birthmarks that look like bruises.
Oh, no.
Man, talk about bad luck as a set of parents.
Yeah.
You could have any kid. What are the chances that you get the one that looks like you always beat it?
Right.
Lloyd Tran said he and his wife are on edge and still in shock when a DCF officer showed up at their front door to question them because their 9-month-old daughter has what they call Mongolian spots or birthmarks. I guess that's maybe the darker, like reddish brown skin
I'll
marks.
have to look it up.
Said it was horrifying. They just got back home from church and there's a knock at the door. Sheriff said that someone called from Child Protective Services saying that someone filed allegations against us for child abuse. And then they showed them the pictures of the birthmarks and everything. And I guess everything turned out being fine. They wound up kind of moving on. But it is just kind of unbelievable. But I have to ask, what do you guys think about this? Would you rather that happen than nobody say anything?
Yes.
Like I was sitting there thinking to myself, like if my kid had birthmarks and it looked like a bruise or looked like the child could have been harmed, and someone showed up my front door from DCF and said, hey, somebody called you in and said there's a possibility that this child could be getting abused, I guess the first inclination would be,
oh, wow, they do look like bruises.
To be really upset and to be really mad. When I read this story, I would be oddly happy that somebody took the time out to make a phone call on behalf of my child that could have been abused or they thought could have been abused or any child that's being abused.
Yeah, it's the what if you're wrong. If you call ECF, say, hey, I think there needs to be a wellness check. And if you're wrong, the worst thing that happens is parents had to answer some few questions. However, let's say the opposite. You make no decision. What if you're wrong?
Right.
That child's being abused and will continue to be abused.
Like that girl who in that cafe that we talked to who saw that guy and his wife and that kid was being abused and she said something to the kid and basically could have saved that kid's life.
she
and of
did.
course knows
she did.
about the parents in prison now.
Yeah.
And save that child's life just by speaking up and giving it a shot. And when I saw this, I think maybe, I don't know if the news story was printing it trying to get people angry about it. Like, how dare you encroach on me, raising my kid. But, man, if that happened to me or that happened to somebody I know, I would tell them to be thankful that happened.
Absolutely.
That somebody cared enough to call in the possibility of your child being abused.
Someone just texted us and said their kids have or had Mongolian spots, and it was important to tell teachers at the beginning of school.
Oh, really? Yeah, I bet.
Because they really do. The sites I looked was both Mount Sinai and WebMD that had photos. So.
Oh, wow.
And anyone who turns that in, they are doing what they think is best for your child. They have your child's best interest at heart by doing that.
Wow, and they don't look like birthmarks at all, really. They straight up look like blue-green, gray
what's it called
bruises,
again?
Mongolian spots.
Deb, you seem like you are hungry for some good news. Texting service is correct. Quote, we are happy to report that those tips led us to the positively identifying a suspect. We are working with the state attorney's office to bring formal charges against the suspect for animal cruelty. They got the chicken guy.
Well, can I tell you, it looks like he's been abusing chickens already, just doing it through Popeyes.
Yeah, there you go. Get him. Let's go.
He's just fat.
Hey, listen, man, when you manhandle a chicken, we're going to make fun of the way you look.
Exactly.
Without question. The irony there's a bit too much.
Yes.
He needs to eat more chicken.
Mongolian birthmarks look like bruising.
Yeah, I mean, just like it. I mean, I thought they looked like the stereotypical
severe
kind of
bruising,
dark brown, colors that you look, but it looks like Someone got the hell beat out of them.
And I agree with you, Jack. Teachers are looking out for your kid, but man, that's got to be annoying. Every year.
Yeah.
The time for. Are you ready for third grade?
Well,
I got to go
Think
with
about
you.
that. If you're a teacher, you only have one. You're only one of the people that have access to be able to call that in.
Yeah.
And the parents, like, it's that or Sunday school or maybe a neighbor or babysitter.
Guess what? You have a little extra paperwork to do on the first day of school. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever made a tip like that on something like that? I tell you what I have done.
Like about you?
I was no about somebody doing something sideways like that.
Yeah, I haven't turned you in.
I've never turned anybody in specifically. I've never called and said this person is doing this or whatever. But I tell you what I have done. I had a spate of this for a while. I had about a year and a half or 2 years that it seemed like every weekend I wound up behind a severely drunk driver.
Oh, wow.
Like on I-4. I mean, really drunk. Matter of fact, so drunk that you just kind of stay far enough back that if the person does something stupid, you don't get caught up in it. And I've called Florida State, the Highway Patrol, on the phone while behind them and saying, hey, approaching this exit, in a white, Nissan Maxima or whatever, looks to be severely intoxicated. I don't even know if anything ever happened about it, but I've probably done that 4 times in my life.
I think I did that once.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really me. It was my wife going we got to call somebody.
Yeah, I feel good about doing stuff like that. I have no problem like that. I don't even feel it's snitching. I think you're saving lives, man. Are you kidding? People out there acting like a fool?
I did it once when I saw a car go up on 2 wheels
That's a
and
good
ride
starter.
the center barricade of I-4. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call 911.
A little 50-50 grind?
I got a feeling this guy's not real safe right now.
Back to child safety, I did call the non-emergency number for local police department when a baby came walking up my block.
Oh, my God, really?
More of a toddler, but yeah, just a kid. It's like, hey, what are you doing
It's
here?
like a Chappelle bit happening to you live.
Totally. Looked
All
like
right,
a Chappelle
407-916-1041. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today soar to the upper 90s. It's a Fox 35 weather impact day as the heat and humidity will be intense. Feels like temperatures do soar anywhere from 107 to 112 degrees today. It's important to stay hydrated and limit your time outside. Rain chances at about 40% coverage, mainly after 3 o'clock. Make sure to stay weather aware and have a great day.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new rechargers are energy drinks for everyday doers. Whether you're going out or staying in, power through your day with a new handcrafted iced or frozen Wawa recharger. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. What a life change it was to start doing business with these guys, man. I'm telling you, this is an unbelievable resource. Life Imaging FLA with that free heart scan can really change your life, change the way you look at your life. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I know you guys, like a lot of you mid-50s people out there, you start getting those little aches and pains, you just ignore it. Well, let me tell you, man, you can't do that anymore. You can't just ignore stuff at this age. You have to pay attention to it. And if you know your family's history, you really have to pay attention to it. And that's exactly what happened to me. I got my scan from Life Imaging FLA, got that free heart scan, and it told me some stuff that I should already know, that there are some kidney issues and some prostate issues, and I do have family histories of that. And it just really solidified the fact that I need to start paying really close attention to those things every year of my life. And knowing that has made me feel so amazing. Just having that peace of mind that you have a hand up on your long-term health is an unreal feeling. You can have the same one. And remember, this scan doesn't take any time at all, just a few minutes. No dyes. You don't take off your clothes, none of that stuff. Don't wait. Do this now. This is a big deal, guys. Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, by the way. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it could not be easier. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. You can make your appointment, find out what's happening in your world. Maybe nothing. That's even better news. But make that call now and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Camtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal, get licensed, get Camtech. Join us for a free info seminar this Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Spring Hill Suites, Millennial Lakes Boulevard. 1-800-875-PASS.
Baby boomers and retirees, protect yourself from the coming tidal wave of higher taxes. This administration's spend and tax schemes, along with their failed economic policies, are only going to add more to the taxes already being taken of your retirement savings. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. Learn how you can get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven solutions, saving thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com. Retirementprotected.com.
This Halloween, Dunkin's ready for you to hunt harder. So sip the bone-chillingly bold peanut butter cup macchiato. Savor it with a frightfully enchanting spider donut. Or sink your fangs into the Dunko-Lantern donut with a blood orange Dunkin' Refresher.
Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. International Diamond Center's giving you relief from rising prices with 2 incredible offers going on right now. Offer number 1, an instant 20% savings on all wedding bands. You heard it right. Now, for a limited time, get our best price ever on all wedding bands. 20% off across the board. Now that's price relief. Or if you prefer, you can take advantage of offer number 2. 0 interest financing for 36 months on any purchase. And IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. This incredible finance option is for everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, exquisite designer jewelry, even certified diamonds. Pick any item, spread your payments over 3 years with 0 interest. And as a bonus, IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. So you can save big on wedding bands. Or go take advantage of this incredible 0-rate finance offer. Whichever you choose, you can't lose during IDC's Summer of Savings event. Now through the end of August, only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit, some product restrictions apply. See store for details.
Did you do it yet? Have you opened the free iHeartRadio app and listened to this station to be entered to win $5,000? Each day you come back to listen on the iHeartRadio app is another entry for $5,000 in cash. It pays to listen on the free iHeartRadio app. Download it today.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
got another text regarding the Mongolian spot thing, and says, this guy says he investigated child abuse cases for 10 years before transferring out. Mongolian spots are covered in their training, even though they may confirm that the child has Mongolian spots, that if the case is, questionable, they will still take the child to the doctor to have the doctor, confirm that, yeah, these are Mongolian spots and not bruises. Crazy. They're that convincing, though, by the way. They look that much like a bruise.
Because a shady parent might, be mad because the kid has Mongolian spots and then bruise them exactly where they have their Mongolian spots.
It's the perfect crime, Jack. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We just got a little final confirmation right before we came on the air. We told you to save the date yesterday. September 16th. Downtown Mount Dora, Florida.
What? Yeah, right there at Sunset Park for Suds, Pups, and Pints.
Suds, Pups, and Pints.
Presented by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law.
That's right. This is going to be a freaking blast. So what do we have, Deb? This is your gig. It's your brainchild. It's your everything. Tell us what's happening at Suds, Pups, and Pints.
Well, starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on that Saturday, we invite you to bring your family, the kids, the family dog. We're going to have cold brew for you to sip so you can get sauced while we wash your dogs.
Right.
Actually, the Humane Society from Lake County, we've had them on as Animal House guests before. We'll have volunteers that are going to be washing your dog for a small donation. Angel from Monsters in the Morning, Angel of Boom, will be our DJ and our auctioneer because we're also going to have silent auction items. Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training is going to be there.
Oh, that's awesome.
With a 10x10 cuddle tent full of therapy dogs to love on, just in case you don't have your own pup to love on. And we'll also be offering his very sage advice. So if you have an issue with your dog, he's going to be there in person. Piglet's Pantry is going to be providing treats for all of the dogs that show up. And then we're going to have a not-so-silent auction where the 4 members of the show, Jim, Jack, Ross, and myself, will be auctioned off, and then we'll get to wash your dogs along with the Mayor Chrissy Style from Mount Dora.
It's going to be a blast. It's 3 until 6?
Yep, wraps up at 6, just in time for you to take that cold beer, walk around, find a restaurant you and the family want to hang out in. Very dog-friendly town, so most of the shops have water bowls outside of their shops, so... and lots of restaurants where you're able to bring your pup and dine, right there.
Should be able to, weather should be a little bit more manageable at that point.
Hopefully.
A little chill. Either way, there's tons of shade in Mount Dora. That's the great thing about it is there's so much shade and it's so walkable and so much fun. And so many little places that you can dip in and grab something cool to eat or drink.
And shout out to Hillcrest Insurance, one of our first tub sponsors to get on board with this event.
Jody McEwen, by the way, Hillcrest Insurance, if you live in that area, one of the things I love about that insurance agency is that they sell pet insurance. And they can go over what, you think your needs are when it could, do you have a senior animal that's looking for more end-of-life care, which can get very expensive? So Jody and her team can go over all of the pet insurance options that are available.
Absolutely. By the way, if you would like to be a part of this event,
we'd love it.
This is our inaugural event. So if you want to do that, Jack, you have them email you, buddy, or what should we do?
Yeah, let's do that. Jack at realradio.fm.
Yeah, Jack at realradio.fm. If you want to sponsor one of the washing tubs, if you want to have something involved there, maybe offer something up for a silent auction item, we would love to have you. We want this to be a yearly event. We want to do this every single year and bring you and your family and your pets down to Mount Dora and have a great time hanging out. I got to tell you, I'm so excited about it. I love downtown Mount Dora. I love everything about it. Love my dogs. I'm going to bring my dog down.
Oh, no.
We encourage everybody. I want Jack to bring Jeets. I want Ross to bring his 2 demons.
I'm bringing one. One of them is a demon.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's not going. I don't want to have people sign waivers to pet my dog.
Right. All the show members will be there. I'm sure we can talk Daryl into doing maybe a live Q&A, like a live Animal House thing where you can ask questions. And
he and Penny have been just so super supportive, said anything they can do to help. I mean, just having him there offering his advice, because we know the phone lines always fill up when he's here for Animal House. Lots of people love leaning on his advice. I mean, he's over 2 decades of training dogs, led hundreds of police canines in London. So he knows a thing or two.
Free event.
And again, therapy dogs.
Does not cost a nickel to come on down. You just come down with your family, enjoy everything. It's set up to be very affordable, be very approachable, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep that going.
Time out. Bring your cash. We're trying to raise some money for the Humane Society.
I didn't say
of
that.
Lake County.
I'm saying it just doesn't cost anything to get in.
That's true. But there will be some auction opportunities and raffle, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have silent auction items from local businesses in Mount Dora, and then the not-so-silent auction where the 4 members as well as the mayor will be auctioned off to bathe your dog. So if you want to see Jim and...
That's us.
That's us.
You got to bathe the dog.
So if like Larry brings his dog Chewy to the event and
he pays enough.
That's right. He pays enough.
He can make Jim Colbert wash him.
That's right.
He could.
Dig it.
I'd like to see which one of us is going to wear the water wings. I'm hoping it will be you, Jimmy.
God almighty. Only if I can wear a mesh tank top while I'm wearing it.
That's what I'm hoping for. That and Daisy Dukes.
All right, so save that date, September 16th, 3 to 6, downtown Mount Dora, Suds, Pups, and Pints. This is going to be a good-ass time where you can bring your animals down, get them a wash, have some fun, hang out with us. We're going to have some other premiums and stuff to give away, some other cool stuff. So we're just looking forward to seeing everybody down there as we get out and around into the communities. We appreciate that.
And we're, helping out another pet rescue there out in Lake County, Humane Society of Lake County, Angie and her team, which do a really good job.
They do a wonderful job. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in just 1 second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a trip for 2 to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas is minutes away on Real Radio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Afternoon delays continue in the usual spots on I-4, both east and westbound, as you travel by the major attractions exits and through downtown, especially between Princeton and Colonial. Looking at a crash blocking the eastbound left lane on 436 at Bear Lake Road. If you happen to see any other traffic problems today in the Orlando area, just make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new rechargers are energy drinks for everyday doers. Whether you're going out or staying in, power through your day with a new handcrafted iced or frozen Wawa recharger. Gotta have a Wawa.
You know, that mortgage guy, Don, is a mortgage broker, not a retail lender or a corner bank, but he's got a really cool feature on his website that lets you see that broker difference. All you have to do is go to thatmortgageguyDon.com, click the compare quote button, and upload your quote. You know, Don will interpret it for you. He reads these all day long. He'll tell you how much you're really paying for your loan and let you know if you can get a better deal. But if you already have a great deal, that mortgage guy, Don, is such an honest businessman. He'll let you know that too. What that means is peace of mind for you right at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Bachelor Happy Hour, the one and only official Bachelor Nation podcast, is back. Go behind the scenes with your hosts, Bachelor in Paradise Season 7 newlyweds, Joe Amabile and Serena Pitt, for real stories about what happens in Bachelor Mansion.
Here on Bachelor Happy Hour, we'll be putting all the guys in the hot seat. We'll have exclusive interviews. We'll be the first to talk to the men. We're going to bring the drama into the house and leave probably brokenhearted.
Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Wow, is this a party?
Yeah, it's the IKEA 80th anniversary sale, and we've got over 1,000 offers on our items. College students and teachers save 15% in store, or anyone can save 20% off all desks in-store and online.
15% on everything. I'm getting ready for college.
Bring your roommate and anyone else who wants great savings. Hurry in store or go to IKEA-USA.com to save through 9/5. Offers valid in U.S. until 9/5. Student-teacher offer in-store only with valid ID on home furnishing purchases of up to $3,000 pre-tax. Other restrictions apply. See store on IKEA-USA.com for all details.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
If you're suffering and there's a safe, natural, easy-to-use solution to help make you feel better, wouldn't you at least want to try it? That's why millions of people use Navage Nasal Care to help relieve their symptoms of sinus congestion, allergies, snoring, and other nasal-related problems. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dee, a verified Navage user who writes, "From years of having a permanently stuffed up nose to being able to breathe is life-changing. Food tastes better, and I no longer go through boxes of tissue a day," unquote. Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now. Text the nationwide keyword FESTIVAL, FESTIVAL, FESTIVAL to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info, standard data and message rate supply in this nationwide contest. That's FESTIVAL to 200-200. I'm telling you, there's a chance.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Good afternoon, it's Dr. TZ Pod. If any of my talkbacks get through, this needs to be the one. I need to thank you guys on the Jim Colbert Show for sending me all that luck yesterday. I'm pretty sure I got the job. I need to speak with the guy later today or tomorrow, but I'm almost positive I got the job. I've already asked him if I could listen to the radio at work, and he said yes.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah.
Glad we get help.
Free congrats.
Yeah. Right. We did it.
We don't want to jinx nothing.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross.
Don't like that pretty sure word, though.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait until we nail this.
Exactly.
I was reading a piece today that you guys ever watch the Shark Tank by any chance?
Yeah, Shark Tank.
I got an idea. Is it Barbara Corcoran or is it Corcoran?
Corcoran.
There you go. The short-haired lady, the entrepreneur, does quite well for herself. She's part of that whole staff and has been for a while.
Like a grandma pixie.
Yeah, exactly. Rich grandma pixie.
There you go.
She said there's one thing that you should end every single job interview with, that you should say this to every single person if you're going for a job interview. What do you think that may be?
The word plethora.
No, not the word plethora. Not thank you. There's a question you should ask at the end of any interview.
When can I expect to hear from you?
That's a good guess. That's not it, though.
Yeah.
Probably not far away.
Yeah.
What's your digits?
Are you married?
Are you married?
Are you free tonight?
Yeah.
No. She says that
You have any bathing suit pics?
You should look at the. Oh man, Jack's looking for softcore. Hard R.
Hey, does this look infected to you?
Yeah. No, she says that you should look at the person after the interview is over and ask this question. You should ask, is there anything stopping you from hiring me right now?
Oh.
Are there any hurdles in hiring me right now? In other words,
That's a great question.
Basically, put it in their court. Make them respond. And that's a raise. That's a straight up power move right there.
That's a raise. You're passing the pressure.
Yeah, that's a power move right there. Listen, put it in that person's court. Make them explain what's going on, where you stand. I like that a lot.
I'm so bad at like job interviews. I don't think I'm good at them. Like everyone has tricks and tips and stuff, and I just go in. I'm like, I trust myself.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Like I don't have any tips. I just walk in with way too much confidence. And if it goes my way, then it goes my way, and if it doesn't, then we'll move on.
I go there and be like, I'm a fast learner. That's it. That's all I got. Fast learner.
I don't know. Like
I've never really had to interview for a job, though. Really, I mean, I think one time I had to interview for a job and it was miserable. I just simply said I'll work a lot. I mean, that's it. Give me the job.
You know, because Jim, you essentially hired me here.
Yeah.
I remember looking back on it, the interview you gave me, but I didn't know it was an interview. You were just asking me like these really interesting questions over a period of like 4 months.
Yeah.
And I would always answer them as honestly as I could.
But then you came over to the house and we did that test thing.
Well, then it hit. I just, for the first 5 months of you and I being friends, I was like, man, this guy's cool. A lot of weird questions.
Right. I think he's coming on to me.
Yeah.
Am I being groomed?
What is this guy scheming?
Right, exactly.
And then I found out, I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. 407-916-1041. All right, let's go to this Ron DeSantis thing real quick. Or this, no, it's not really Ron DeSantis. Oh, yeah, maybe it is, actually.
What'd Ronnie D do?
No, it's that very thing you're just talking about. Like, Deb said it perfectly. School starts, what, today? Tomorrow?
No, Thursday.
Thursday, so school starts in 2 days.
And I think some schools already started. I didn't hang out with my friend today because he was like, first day of school. Maybe it's just lying.
There you go.
But,
well, there could be orientation, I guess.
Yeah.
maybe.
Is he a teacher?
No, he's not a teacher, but I think maybe he's meeting a teacher. I don't know.
Could be, because like I said, the traffic around Mount Dora Middle was crazy, so it's going to start ramping up.
Yeah, the orientation is the one time of year you will see most of the parents, and that's going to be the only time because they have to be seen that they were there and they care enough. Other than that, you're never going to see him again.
It's exactly like Easter for that one uncle that's like, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'll go to church.
I'll sober up this one day for you.
Yeah.
But no, it's the whole nickname thing. And the gist of the story is his name is Ronald DeSantis.
Right.
But he, obviously everybody knows him as Ron DeSantis. So I wanted to kind of get an idea. Like, I don't know. I know we have a bunch of teachers that listen to the show. And as I read the story, it doesn't really say how involved it is, but my name is James. So if I was in school and on my birth certificate, my name is James, does that mean I would have to write a letter to the teacher to call me Jim?
Well, no, because I guess that would be the nickname that the caregiver would say you can use.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have to have that piece of paper? Like if it's not the name that appears on your registration, your school registration, or your birth certificate, that you want the teacher to refer to you as something else, that you have to actually, like even from James to Jim? Like, I mean,
I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, because that's kind of what they're inferring here. That on top of the obvious stuff, like if your name is Ross, and you want to be, but your middle name is Steven, but
actually
it says Ross
Coit, or Coit.
Coit, right? But if it says Ross Steven Pageant, you like to be called Steven or Steve even, then you would have to write a letter saying, I like to be called Steve.
Can you imagine the trouble he would get in if he asked his teacher to call him Coit?
My God, oh God.
Because the teacher would be like, Coit, what is that short for? Coitus?
That's the thing, is that that was school in the early 2000s where they actually had to pretend to care.
Right.
So probably nothing would have happened. If it was 74, they would have called me, I don't know, my teacher would probably have been, your name's Coit? You like dudes, or something.
Yeah, and of course this applies to the transgender students. Want to be want to go by a preferred name instead of a legal name. They do not have to use the pronoun thing, but I guess they would have to call someone who is a trans girl the girl name instead of the male name they were given biologically at birth.
Did you ever experience this, Jim? you're in 3rd grade. They're doing attendance at the start of the class. Is David here? Yeah. Is this person here? And then they get to your name and they go, is James Colbert here? Right?
Yeah.
Your name just got announced. No one knows your name as James.
Oh.
And then sometimes, I remember this multiple times, whenever we were doing attendance and the teacher would do roll call and we got to one student's name that wasn't their name because that's not what we called them, but why'd you raise your hand? And every time that kid was embarrassed. And they aren't even trans.
Yeah. I mean,
like every time. I'll never forget, there's a girl whose name is ironically Olivia. And nobody ever called her Olivia. It was always Jennifer. And she hated the name Olivia. And then that one day, roll call happened, and everyone called her Olivia. And she hated it.
Wow,
Call
that
me
sucks.
Jennifer. Call me I think it was her middle name or maybe her mom's name or something.
I think that's exactly what they're talking about here because it does say, I was just reading it as Ross was talking because I was so bored, No, it was just basically reading that saying that, it is that. It is like if it's whatever you want the teacher to refer you as, you have to write that down. So if your name is Steven and you like to be called Steve or Stevie, you have to let the teacher know to call you that. And I guess to avoid what Ross is talking
Parent
about.
has to sign it.
Yes.
So, do you want to be Jim? You need your parents to sign off on
Right,
that.
exactly. Or they're going to call you James or, your or middle name or whatever the case may be.
I didn't even know my first name was Deborah until I think I was...
Right. This would apply to you more than anybody on the show, actually, because you go by Deb. Nobody calls you Debbie. You've never been called Debbie, have you?
Oh, that's what I was called for the first half of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was Debbie.
But not in this
Debbie
business.
Smarava.
Oh, yeah, no. Just Deb. To us.
Once I went to art school, I was too serious to be Debbie. And that was when I insisted on being called my birth name, which is Deborah. But I didn't know that was my name until like I was in the 4th grade because I was always called Debbie.
Debbie. You would have to write them a letter and say, you can call me Deb. Don't call me Deborah. Don't call me Debbie. Deb is the name I want.
Times have changed. Don't call me Debbie. You can maybe call me Deb. I prefer Deborah.
Oh, yeah, Deborah. There you go.
But it would be wild for somebody other than you to determine how people call you.
Because like you said with this, like with the friend Olivia, as soon as a middle schooler especially smells any kind of unease or anxiety in the air, it's like blood. And they're going to latch onto that. And no matter how many times she begged to be called Jennifer, they were going to always call her Olivia.
You don't like that?
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, they excel at that.
Yeah, Jack would not have to
Debster works
but
too.
Jack's middle name is Robert, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if Jack wanted to go by Rob,
if my name was John and they called me Jack, they would call me John. But my name on the birth certificate, legal name is Jack. So I am exempt from this.
Right, you would be exempt
because I use my first name. If I wanted to use my middle name and be known as Robert,
right, or Rob,
then I would need a parent to sign off on that.
You could get someone to sign off on your middle name and be known as Perkins.
Oh yeah, Perk.
Well,
Perkins. Then people think that Uber Eats is here.
Did anybody ever call you when you were a baseball player, like, here comes Jim Percocet Colbert?
No.
Like, there's a good...
Percocet weren't all that back in the day.
Everybody called me Chipper. My nickname was Chipper. Everybody called me Chipper.
We're in a small town. He's ready to destroy that other team like a pharmaceutical company
like,
would.
Even online, when some of the old schoolers react to my Facebook stuff, they say they call me Chipper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course, I would not have my parents sign off on that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Mm-mm.
Would you have been interested?
No.
What? Can we call you Chip?
No, you cannot. You cannot. No. That's a big, hard no.
You're not even allowed to call him Jimmy.
No. Jim.
Chipper?
Jim's fine. No.
Chipsky?
No, I don't like any of that, actually. I didn't mind Chipper when I was in, because it was kind of cool. It's an endearing thing when you're playing sports to have a nickname, even though it was because you had a chipped tooth. It didn't matter. I did have a chipped tooth.
It depends if that was something that bothered. Did it bother you? You had a chipped tooth?
Yeah, of course it bothered me. I was in high school with a tooth that was chipped in half. It's a bothersome, right? It'd be like being bald in high school, Jack. Yeah, it would suck.
But it's surprising them why didn't the nickname that is meant to call that out bother you?
But I mean, for some reason, it was still endearing. It was just like, and really it was just the baseball team. All the other people call me Jim or Jimmy, really. Most people in my life call me Jimmy.
Most unfortunate nickname was my brother's.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, my brother's name is Chase, and all of that high school called him Chafe.
I don't know.
Your mom would have signed off on that too. That's the crazy thing.
My nickname pretty much sucked too.
But that's the thing is like, right, Pooch? Everyone calls you Pooch.
Yeah.
That, like, his friends were calling him Chafe.
Yeah, that's not good.
It was not his enemies.
Yeah.
And then teachers were like, yeah, it's Chafe.
The thing is, though, what am I supposed to do? Fight back?
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
it's like Jack was saying. I mean, you just basically go, it's Chipper. I mean, it could be way worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been saddled with a really terrible nickname. There's one of the guys that we went to high school with. His nickname was Deke.
I mean, Deke's pretty cool.
Deke is not cool.
I can make Deke work.
That's an astronaut.
Especially when it stands for that.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'll never forget. I was in middle school and this kid, his name was Jared. He stood up and he went, "Your name's Ross Padgett." And I was in geography. I'll never forget I was in geography because I got the question right. And he goes, "Ross Padgett, the geography."
Oh.
And then I was like, "Oh God, my biggest fear."
Don't say it.
I know it's close to rhyming. Is this gonna stick?
Don't stick.
Don't stick.
Time for new school.
And I've never been so grateful for the letter D in my name.
Right.
Because that D saved me.
Yeah, right. Save that, Jack. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Take a break from the flame war. Your racist brother-in-law isn't going anywhere. Real Radio Orlando on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at your normal slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Be on the lookout for a crash causing some delays on Hiawassee at Silver Star. Another crash reported on OBT at the Greenway. If you happen to see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's BOGO $1 deal. Wendy's BOGO $1 deal is back at participating Wendy's. Buy a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, 10-piece nugs, or medium frosty, and get another for $1. Double your deliciousness. Hurry, this BOGO deal won't last.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. You find it on Twitter or X, whatever we're doing now. Facebook, it's in the Jim members group or in our YouTube chat. It's the Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. You can watch the show, participate in the chat, and answer our question. It's all brought to you by myhomebuildersnetwork.com. That, my friend, is where you find Mike the Home Builder. And that, my friend, is the person you want to speak to when it comes time to doing things around your home. Do you need a new roof? Maybe you just need a patch in your roof. Maybe you need new gutters. You want to get gutters with covers. Mike does this as well. Guess what? You need replacement windows? Mike can handle that. Mike the Home Builder. Front door? Not a problem. Interior door? He does that as well. It is myhomebuildersnetwork.com. And Mike the Home Builder is who I use for my roof. And my gutters. Did a fantastic job. Use someone local, great quality, all at a fair price. Someone you can trust. Again, the website, myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Hard Rock Live presents Classic Albums Live. Billy Joel, The Stranger, Saturday, August 19th. Classically trained musicians performing the iconic album and Billy's greatest hits, note for note, cut for cut. Get tickets and info now at hardrockliveorlando.com or call 407-351-LIVE.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B, get an Amscot cash advance and avoid it. Amscot, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot.
Wow, is this a party?
Yeah, it's the IKEA 80th anniversary sale, and we've got over 1,000 offers on our items. College students and teachers save 15% in store, or anyone can save 20% off all desks in-store and online.
15% on everything. I'm getting ready for college.
Bring your roommate and anyone else who wants great savings. Hurry in store or go to IKEA-USA.com to save through 9/5. Offers valid in U.S. until 9/5. Student-teacher offer in-store only with valid ID on home furnishing purchases of up to $3,000 pre-tax. Other restrictions apply. See store on IKEA-USA.com for all details.
International Diamond Center's giving you relief from rising prices with 2 incredible offers going on right now. Offer number 1, an instant 20% savings on all wedding bands. You heard it right. Now, for a limited time, get our best price ever on all wedding bands. 20% off across the board. Now that's price relief. Or if you prefer, you can take advantage of offer number 2. 0 interest financing for 36 months on any purchase. And IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. This incredible finance option is for everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, exquisite designer jewelry, even certified diamonds. Pick any item, spread your payments over 3 years with 0 interest. And as a bonus, IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. So you can save big on wedding bands. Or go take advantage of this incredible 0-rate finance offer. Whichever you choose, you can't lose during IDC's Summer of Savings event. Now through the end of August, only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit, some product restrictions apply. See store for details.
A small blue raspberry Slurpee drink from 7-Eleven is the perfect frozen accessory for any summer outfit, winter outfit, or midnight craving outfit. We don't judge. We just sell small Slurpee drinks any flavor for only $1. Slurpee. Anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
The Home Depot and Behr have what you need when you need it, delivered straight to your job site and at an everyday low price. We're now delivering top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers directly to you same day or next day. Plus, pros earn discounts with Pro Extra Paint rewards. Contact a Behr Pro Paint Specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Hello, Colbert crew. I do believe I have the most unfortunate nickname. For 36 years now, Travis Bagley naturally gets shortened down to Teabag. So, I've always been known as Teabag.
Oh, no.
I think
awful.
it's good. I think it's good.
That's awful. It's not good.
It's not. It could be way worse. Tea bags also have like a legit, purpose and existence.
Yeah, but nobody in the world is going to think about that when you call, hey, tea bag, come here. Nobody's going to think, that guy makes great tea.
I know that.
That guy chokes. No.
I just, I've heard of worse nicknames.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, yeah.
I knew a guy whose last name was Lurvy, so everyone called him Scurvy Lurvy.
Oh, yeah, of course you would. Yeah, that's not good at all.
Yeah,
you don't ever get in that guy's van. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is here.
Hi there.
And so is Ross.
It's all true.
It is all true. We talked about the save the date for the pet event coming out to Mount Dora, September 16th from 3 until 6. Bring your pets out. Have some fun. We're working on other stuff to do out there as well. We may crown a Dog of the Year, Jim Colbert Show Dog of the Year, with a trophy and a sash and a crown.
I can't wait.
That you wear?
No, dummy. The dog wears. What are you doing?
I mean,
you don't want me wearing it. You don't want.
I think a sash and floaties would be quite the social media hit.
Nobody wants to see me in a tiny tiara.
I think it. Oh, yeah, okay. I think it'll be easier to get the tiny tiara on Jim than it would a dog.
Yeah, probably.
Staples, buddy. Staples. That's how you do it.
Do you guys remember like a couple weeks ago where my dog ran up, a white dog, white fluffy, nice beautiful coat of fur, and then she hit a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And then wine
Oh,
got
that's
all
right.
over. Still lightly there.
Still got that.
Should I be concerned?
It's still got the Mongolian spots.
There's a red stain that just will not go away.
Really? That's
Yeah.
been a while ago.
It's been a while.
That's like that was Christmas, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Christmas, but maybe it happened again and my wife didn't tell me.
Oh, yeah.
But I noticed, like maybe my dog is just drinking lots of alcohol.
Yeah. And she's white, right? So
Yeah.
obviously it's got that maroon tint to it.
She's fashionable.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, she's got the streaks. She's got like Deb hair.
Yeah,
a little purple in her hair.
It just kind of looks like she's like a blood now, though.
A little flavor.
My
Yeah,
dog,
can she crip walk?
Yeah, my dog looks like it's about to suwoo to the beehive at any moment.
407-916-1041.
Jim, we have a poker auction happening right now. And matter of fact, this is going to end at the top of the hour. We talked about our poker tournament August 19th at the Orlando Science Center that sold out in record time, 2.5 days. But we do have 4 seats. The final 4 seats are up in a last chance auction. Today, 1 seat will go, tomorrow, and the next 2 days this week. However, this auction ends for this seat in the poker tournament ends at 6 p.m. You can bid on it at realradio.fm/poker. The link is there. And the poker seat also comes with a companion pass. We call that a casino pass. If you want to bring a guest, they can enjoy the casino games as you donate your chips to Jimmy at the poker table.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's going to be.
High bid right now is $175. All that money goes directly to the mustard seed of Central Florida. If you want to outbid that person, you have until 6 p.m. because that's when that seat goes.
That's right. And the one went yesterday, too. So there's only 2 more after this.
No,
And that's it.
there's 3 more.
3 more. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Keep
Today's
getting
the
it wrong.
first one, and then it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday at 6 will be the very
Right.
last one.
This started yesterday, but it's the staggered aspect of it for some reason is blowing my mind.
It's the heat.
Yeah, it is it? Oh, the heat. That's fine. All right, 407-916-1041. If you could pass one law right now, what would it be? I mean, how many times do you hear this? There ought to be a law. There ought to be a law. If you could pass one law right now, what would it be? If you could pass a law that would provide a service or stop something from happening or alter the way we move through life every day, what would be one law? And it would state law, county law. It doesn't really matter what it is. Not federal though. Not a federal law. Just here in Central Florida, what would you want to do? What law would you pass? What would you restrict or what would you allow?
God, man.
No closed Fridays.
The Zoom's going to be real interesting Friday.
Yeah, that's a confident man there.
You're definitely going to want to watch us on YouTube, y'all.
That's a confident man that doesn't mind
That
swinging it
is.
around there.
I mean, we're going to have to drop that camera a little bit lower, Jack, because it could just look like you're not wearing a shirt.
I got to tell you, I'd probably raise the speed limits.
Yeah, that's my man right there.
I would probably raise some speed limits. I'm going to be dead honest with you.
I would
obliterate any 25 or 30 mile an hour speed limit almost immediately.
I think I'm going gerrymandering.
Oh, really?
There you go.
Yeah, you can go with the limits there, Jim.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with gerrymandering. I think that is objectively the most that's a turd. We should stop doing that.
Yeah.
And yet we continue to do it.
Yeah.
In fact, make it even worse.
And so basically, what that means is, so people understand,
is that you're manipulating
voting
districts, so that you go ahead and you know that one part of that city doesn't really like you. So let me just take them out of my district, so I don't have to worry about them.
Right.
So now when you look at voting districts,
or add them because you do need them,
or add them because you know that they'll vote for you, and it just has taken a fat dump on the thing that we respect the most, which is voting, right? We love voting.
How does that even get decided, actually?
That's a great question.
Legislatures?
Yeah.
The people who are, because it benefits them directly.
All right, yeah. They
This
should
is
not
what
be able
we
to
do
decide that.
to manipulate the system to benefit us so we can retain this power. That's their first priority, regardless of party. How do we retain power?
And when you're in a state like Florida, where one party has a supermajority, right? There is not a single statewide elected Democrat. There is no system of checks and balances in this state. You have the city of Miami that agrees that their map was gerrymandered, but now comes the issue of, they were ordered, to redraw it, but now you're several weeks from a special election, so now that comes into play.
And then both sides have to, both parties have to agree on the redistricting, right? Redistricting.
Yes.
Do they?
The judge does. The judge has to sign off on the new map, as well as deciding if the old map was indeed gerrymandered.
And then to get it in front of a judge, you have to. I mean, because you can't. You just have to. You have
well, it would be a lawsuit that would be filed, like in the case of Miami, the ACLU.
That's how it got there.
Got it.
Yeah, the ACLU will many times file lawsuits on behalf of disenfranchised voters.
And if you look at those things, they're kind of weird. Like, was it the Maxine Waters one or whatever? Like that district that runs like from Jacksonville down through Corinne Brown. That's
Corinne Brown went from Jacksonville all the way to Orlando,
like through the Ocala National Forest. And
it's blatant. It's us getting our democracy getting robbed, and I can hear people bitching about Biden, bitching about Trump, and I'm like, guys, that's like 4 bridges down the road. This would be my number one priority. You want to protect the vote? You want to care about voting?
Well,
this would be the first thing to eliminate to me.
Because you want your voting to be fair, right? I mean, it should be, if the people of this district don't like that candidate, then that should be the deciding factor in most cases.
Right.
Carlos Guillermo Smith is a local lawmaker who fell victim to gerrymandering because his district was redrawn. All of the support that he was basically, LGBTQ plus lawmaker put in a very conservative new district. Guess who didn't win re-election?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So, I'm with you on that, Ross. That would not be my choice.
What would be
speed limits?
What would your choice be? I was kind of joking about mine, but what would yours be?
No new construction.
Wow.
No new construction until you can prove that the infrastructure is in place to handle the amount of new people, the roads, the schools, the water table, everything. No new construction until the infrastructure that needs to support that new subdivision, that new apartment complex is already in place. There are too many damn people moving to this state. My drive used to be a beautiful drive of wild turkey and deer, and now it's one effing subdivision after another, one burn pile after another.
It's going to get worse.
Every time I see a truck anywhere near a stand of trees, I'm like, oh, God, here we go again.
Yeah.
So no new construction.
Man, I don't know which would be harder to pass, gerrymandering or new construction.
We don't have to. You said we can make the law.
Oh, yeah,
right?
you're right.
Making the law.
Okay, there you go.
All right, I got one.
All right.
No more donations, business donations
Super
in politics.
PACs. Yeah.
I was going to get rid of the super PACs, but I don't want even like Florida FP&L, how they'll donate to each individual member and then get their will, and everyone else who has that influence. Just do away with the donations. They all draw. Everyone running for office gets the same amount of money. What can you do with the same amount of money?
Amen.
Sell
Amen.
me on to vote for you.
Because if we have to figure out how to make magic work in our own homes with a budget, I don't see why lawmakers shouldn't have to learn to budget themselves.
I like Jack's. I was actually going to go along that. I think age limits in office, have shown their ugly head here for the last few years. I believe that, with just three individuals now we're looking at, you can see where their cognitive abilities are maybe declining a little bit, and that isn't the best for the country. You should not have 80-year-olds speaking for 25-year-olds.
Especially when we have 25-year-olds who want to get into the process.
So I would probably do that one, and I like that one. You got to get the money. If you really want any actuality in politics, you got to get the money out of there. Then you can actually see who the real candidates are, not the people who are just really willing to glad hand somebody for a favor.
Well, it's interesting.
Which is basically what politics is, by the way.
Without a doubt. And it's interesting after what, Jack said about the businesses. The Orlando Magic are just another example of wanting their cake and eat it too, right? We want to secretly be able to make this contribution to the person of our choice, but then we don't want to have to answer to it. Even when the NBA Players Association says, whoa. It's one thing for a team owner or an associate, but when you make a contribution under that blanket umbrella of the Orlando Magic, that kind of isn't really fair, because not everyone on that team who supports and works for that team supports that person's policies.
Yeah.
And yet you've made that donation. So just like Scott Maxwell had brought up, it's that Disney two sides thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I still can't understand why they did it, because again, you can make the donation as Richard DeVos, as Betsy DeVos. You can make those donations within the DeVos family. They obviously were trying to make a statement with the team, because they didn't have to do it.
Well, it fell on deaf ears with the NBA Players Association. They felt it was a little not a little, very precedent setting, and they thought it was very worrisome.
And they knew that risk had to be there. So what's the win?
Right, that's what I'm asking.
Right,
exactly.
So what's
the end game?
What do they hope from the DeSantis campaign that makes that worth it.
Exactly, because when they reach out to Scott and say, hey, allegedly, we know you're going to be writing about this. We hope you'll write about some of these other things. It's like, okay, why the deflection?
Right,
why the acceptance? What's like you guys are saying? What's the end goal here?
Yeah, this could be, but honestly though, this could be Rich DeVos just going, hey, send them $50K through the Magic and just don't ask any questions. I mean, I don't know what kind of grip he has on the team, but I mean, he's the sole guy, right?
He died.
No, I know, but I mean, what I'm saying is
whoever's
the patriarch of the team,
who's the president. Alex Martins is still, in the organization, but I don't know.
Running the team is not owning the team, though, right? I mean, the family will still own the team. By the way, we have a bunch of these coming on the texting service, and they're great. How about this one? No more pumping water out of our aquifer to bottle.
Yeah, thank you.
How about that one?
Nice.
That's a damn good one.
I just think it's worth noting how, first of all, great topic. This is a beautiful conversation, but your answer, Deb's answer, Jack, none of this was bashing the other side.
Yeah, no, it has nothing
to do. Nothing, yeah.
But,
it's nothing to do with party at all, actually.
That's easy for us to say, but I guarantee you.
Oh, of course.
If you walk up to another group of 4 people and you go, what's the one law you would change? They would bash the other side.
Or create, right?
Or they would go, we got to get this guy out of office, or we need to do this. And I just good on us for going, no, none of that. There's some really core issues that both parties should be able to focus on and at least talk about without pulling each other's sides teams through the mud.
Right. And I think that's where conversations like this actually make people go, well, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, these are all solutions I can get behind, because these are the things that are affecting our community.
And funny that those are the ones that usually don't get talked about.
Yeah, except on here.
How about this one? Implement a maximum voting age, meaning once you get to a certain point, you don't get to dictate what happens for the next 4 years because there's a good chance you won't be around for the entirety of it.
Nope. Sorry. If you're an American, you have the right to vote. As long as you're able to stand on 2 legs and fill out that ballot, you get that damn right to vote.
This was... Yeah. Let's see. Age limits, 10 years. Deb is so right. Live in Flagler Beach, Flagler County. 5,000 people, 120,000 people flock to the beach.
Now, I'm curious about that, though, Deb, is that if you say no more construction.
No new construction.
No new construction.
Because too often we see builders come in and fill, city council and commissioners' eyes with the idea of the money and
the tax base that's going to create.
The tax base that's going to create.
And that's where I was getting at, because we're stepping into a conversation that I'm pretty ignorant on when it comes to economics. If you were to stop all new construction for a city, you're also banking on that no one leaves.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because you're also axing people coming in, right?
No, my law would be just that you're not allowed to build until you can prove that the infrastructure is in place to support that new community that you're proposing. So often we hear, like in Osceola County, right, that there's homes down there that they bought decades ago, beautiful subdivision, but because of eminent domain and the need for new toll roads, that beautiful home you've been paying in for 20, 30 years could be snapped up like that because we need a new toll road. Or someone wants to go out into the middle of Lakeland and put up new 400 homes, and the community, the people, the residents around are going, no, our roads can't handle the traffic of 400 new homes. We don't have enough schools to support those many new kids. Our water table can't support that many new people. That's where I say the state of Florida needs to go, okay, we have a finite number of resources, and our aquifer is already being
stressed. I mean,
without a doubt.
And we deal with this out in where I live right now. They fight it off left and right. I was actually talking to my kids who are in town, and because they're looking for a house, and they're kind of looking in the Sanford area. And we were talking about, I'm like, look, all these roads are going to be bigger in the next 10 years. The 46 from there is going to be a 4-lane road. 426 is going to be a 4-lane road. You can just see it coming, and you're right. I mean, and you get the sprawl from these neighborhoods. Yeah. And again, when you go online and you see on every news site, hey, the top 25 places to live in the U.S. I mean, God forbid one of those little cities be yours or be near you, like Oviedo, like what happened to Oviedo 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When that was like named the 37th best place to live in America. And then boom, dude, it was like they dropped a nuclear bomb of humans on that area. Immediately the traffic got worse, and it's only getting worse.
And because the developers are, they're thinking about their bottom line. I think that sometimes those real concerns about traffic, schools, water table, fire, police, all of that stuff just isn't isn't assessed early enough, and then we end up with this.
How about this one?
Bottling our water and
Right, yeah.
sending it to everybody else.
Somebody says all tickets and fines would be based on a percentage of your income. So instead
Which
of
one's that?
like if you get if you get a speeding ticket, if
They
you
already
get a
do that in Europe.
If you get a speeding ticket,
Yeah.
it would be different for everybody on the show.
There was a guy in, I think, Finland or Sweden who just got a $120,000 speeding ticket because it was a percentage of his income. The guy's
I think this would
filthy
force
rich.
Jim to slow down a little bit.
I think it would certainly force me to slow down.
I don't want to get hit. No way.
By the way, Dan DeVos serves as chairman
There
of
you
the
go.
Orlando Magic now.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
It's one of those DeVosses.
Yeah.
The Devi. All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. Let's do trivia next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Plus.
Is this finally the year for Jim Harbaugh at Michigan? The Wolverines are number 2 in the coaches poll and bring back a ton of talent. For Harbaugh, no coach gets criticized for winning as much as he does. 7 full seasons, won 10-plus games 5 times. He's quirky, though. Fans and the media don't get him. He's not worried about being cool. Michigan has clearly passed Ohio State. Now it's time to win the big one. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now at LASIK Plus, get 20% off LASIK in August. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes, plus guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
You know what you never want to do? You never want to call your AC company when your AC quits on you and it's 1,000 degrees outside and have them go, well, we can get to you next week or we can maybe take care of you. That's what you never want to hear, especially if you're like Deb's mom and you've had a relationship with this company for a while. And that's exactly what happened. She'd been using them for years, and when her AC quit on her, she gave them a call. They could not come through for her in the time she needed. Mills Air could, though. Matter of fact, Leon did that while on vacation. Had somebody at her house that day making sure her AC could last long enough to get her to her new system. Ross's house. This is a house that didn't even have a system in it. They had to build one specifically because that house wasn't ready for an AC unit the way he needed. But that's what Mills Air does. They go above and beyond for every single customer, and they're ready to do it for you. Not to mention, these guys are Carrier Factory authorized dealers, and that can get you up to $1,275 towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to Leon Mills and his team at Mills Air. Awesome people, awesome ownership, wonderful services, and incredible products as well. It's family owned and operated too. 407-277-1159. Find them online at millsair.com.
When it's the hottest day of the summer. But it's the hottest day of the summer. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialist, Florida's #1 repipe expert, and I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get zero interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us, Repipe Specialists, at 844-REPIPE-5, or go to repipe.com now.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
With Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5, you get faster speeds with Spectrum Speed Boost. Pre-order through Spectrum now and get up to $1,000 off, plus the value of your trade-in and a free storage upgrade. Hurry! Offer ends August 10th. Visit a Spectrum store or spectrummobile.com to pre-order the new Samsung Galaxy Z. Visit spectrum.com/policies/mobile-terms for details. Restrictions apply. Spectrum Internet required. Auto pay required.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh!
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Small cherry Slurpee drinks are only $1 at 7-Eleven. It's a drink so full of bold, fruity flavor that the amazing price is just the cherry on top. Stop in at 7-Eleven to get any small Slurpee drink for $1. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
A small roof leak can lead to a big problem if not repaired. Call the professionals at Skylight Roofing for all your roofing needs. 407-430-ROOF. Get your free roof inspection, skylightroofing.com. Roof with us.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey guys, I had a similar thing where I was following a guy who was impaired and up in Ohio, called State Highway Patrol. Just as they passed me to pull him over, he had drifted off the road. I guess he had passed out. He drifted off the road, drove through a cornfield, and hit a ditch and flipped his car. And I pulled over to give a statement because of what I had seen. And here, yeah, he had 2 car seats in the back and was going to pick up his kids and was high on pills.
Oh, there you go. Oh, man, how do you not like this song?
Have you watched that documentary yet on Max?
I think I watched it the day it came out.
Yeah. You know, you go ahead and you say, how do you not like this song? And then you sing it, and I'm like, yeah, that's how.
That's how.
Okay.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Yo.
Jack is.
Yeah.
And Ross is a tragedy. But he does have the sauce jar, so let's do it.
All aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
Clickety clack, clickety clack. I have a beautiful pair of tickets to SeaWorld Orlando.
There you go.
You're going to go see SeaWorld Orlando. It's a fun thing to say. Craft Beer Festival is back at SeaWorld Orlando. That's right. They're serving up a party for beer lovers with more than not 70, not 80. I don't even say 90. More than 100 craft brews, wines, and cocktails. Plus, you can go ahead and then savor more than 20 perfectly matched food selections and then top it all off with some festive entertainment. Not to mention, they're bringing out the big dogs. I'm talking fireworks. It's going down. The Craft Beer Festival at SeaWorld. Jack, you went.
I did, and not only you're getting great beer and great drinks, but they have a lot of great food as well. Over 20 delicious food items as part of the Craft Beer Festival, and I had a great time. I got full before I was done eating, and that makes me upset.
Mm-hmm.
And that is your sauce jar.
Which is always brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that's going to get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Clickety-clack. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. Ross, who goes first today? It hurts, doesn't it? Yeah.
All right.
You're right there?
All right.
All right.
I thought we might have dumped that. All right, let's go.
We probably did.
We're going to keep moving.
Yeah, let's go with Adam on line 3.
There you go. Adam, what's going on, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Show title, though.
Doing great. Would you like to play a little game with us?
I sure do.
Let's do it.
Game show.
All right, Adam, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a lie. If you can find that lie, I will send you off to the sauce jar. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
How old are you, buddy?
I'm 52.
Oh, this may be right up your alley. Let's find out.
Youngin.
On this day in 1961, guitar player David Evans was born.
Oh.
You know him as The Edge from the rock band U2.
Oh.
Here are 3 fun facts about the band U2 and 1 lie with no name. Number 1, The Edge got his nickname because of his pointy chin. Number 2, every member of U2 has been married over 20 years. Number 3, before they settled on the name U2, they went by the hype or feedback. Or lastly, in 2002, all 4 members of U2 appeared on postage stamps in their native Ireland. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go with the postage stamps.
No, that's true, buddy. That's true. In 2002, all 4 members of the band U2 had their own individual postage stamp in Ireland.
That's so cool.
That'd be the coolest.
Your next contender, he had to spell his name multiple times. Let's welcome Arik.
Arik, how you doing, buddy?
I am good, Jim. How are you, sir?
Doing fine, my friend. We're talking about the band U2. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, The Edge, the guitar player, got his nickname because of his pointy chin. Number 2, every member of the band U2 has been married over 20 years. Or lastly, before they settled on the name U2, they went by the hype and feedback.
I am going to have to go with number 1.
No, that's absolutely true. The Edge got his nickname The Edge because of his pointy chin.
Really?
Looking like the edge of a mountain or the edge of a cliff.
Huh.
So they called him Edge.
Just like you, Chipper.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you were like, hey, what's his biggest downfall? Let's call him that. Let's welcome Al.
Al. I like Al. Al, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening, Jimmy?
Al, you got a 50-50 shot here, dog. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Talking about the band U2. Number 1, every member of U2 has been married for over 20 years. Number 2, before they settled on the name U2, they went by the hype or feedback.
Which way do you want to go, Kyle? The second one. Hype or feedback?
No, that's true, dude.
Oh.
That's absolutely true. Before they settled on the band name U2, they went by the band. Actually, the original name was going to be called the Larry Mullen Band, who's the drummer of the band.
Right, yeah.
But they also they actually played under the band the Hype and Feedback before they stumbled on the band U2 and settled with that.
Wow.
There you go.
And they got that name from the spy plane that was
They
shot
did,
down.
Yeah. Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Jim. How are you doing?
You're doing quite well, my friend. Tell me if this is true or not in regards to the band U2. Every member of U2 has been married over 20 years.
They have not been
They
married.
have not, buddy. I'm going to put you on the hold line. You are a winner. Actually, the funny thing is 2 of the guys have been married for over 35 years.
And that would be Bono.
Bono's been with his wife since 83, and I believe not Edge, but Larry Mullen has been with his wife for like 35 or 40 years. The other 2 have,
they're rock stars.
They've been around.
Yeah, Bono's, I mean, his wife was his high school girlfriend.
Yeah.
When you see pictures
Right.
of him back in the day, you're like, oh my God.
Isn't that a tell, though? I mean, when you hear that, like Bon Jovi's that way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
John Bon Jovi was that way. He married his high school sweetheart, and they were never apart. Does that
Yeah.
I would love for it to be, but I also know I don't know that relationship. I try my absolute best to not look at other relationships and go, man, why don't we do that?
Yeah, but because something is right. Right? You're doing something right, but I mean, that right could be the fact that the dude's gone all the time.
It could be that. We don't know if there are affairs. Not saying that there are, just saying that we don't know what their world is like.
A couple other things you may not know about U2 before we get over to Ross thoughts. U2 has sold over how many albums?
God.
65 million.
Are you including free ones?
No.
That's not so.
Got him.
It feels, I'll go 300 mil, dude. They've been around forever.
250.
Yeah, 140 million, but there are some estimates at 175. How many Grammys have they won? And by the way, let me tell you this: they're the most winning Grammy winning rock band in history.
Oh wow!
30.
And by the way, they have 7 more than their nearest competitor.
Okay, I think I might get pretty close to this. I'm gonna go with 26.
Ooh,
that's got to be close. Because Beyonce's at the highest with, I think, like 31 or 32.
You said what?
I said 26.
34.
24.
22. Jack gets the ding.
Nice.
There you go. And it's the most ever by a rock band. Now, the nearest is 15 by Van Halen, I think, crazy enough for some
Really?
U2 was the 4th band ever to appear on the cover of Time magazine. The 4th rock band in the history of rock and roll to appear on the cover of Time magazine. Can you name the other 3?
Beatles.
That's 1.
Elvis.
Nope. Band.
Oh, band.
Oh, the
Monkeys?
band.
No.
Rolling Stones.
1 you should get for sure. That's not it. But really, they should be. 1 you're a giant fan of, Ross.
Led Zeppelin.
Daft Punk?
No.
Yeah, I was thinking
Classic
Daft
band,
Punk,
though.
too.
You got into these guys a lot. Matter of fact, when you first got on the show, you started talking about it all the time.
The Eagles.
I mean, I like the Eagles, but Faith No More.
The Who.
Oh, God, yeah.
So the Who, the band, and the Beatles, along with U2, were the first 4 bands.
The band?
The band. Robbie
Robertson.
Yeah.
Levon Helms.
Okay, so U2
Up
got
on Cripple Creek.
Yeah. U2 got their start by winning a talent contest on St. Patrick's Day in 1978 in Ireland. And then lastly here, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2005 on their very first year of eligibility, which is a no-brainer.
And for those of us of a certain age, they were kind of like the first. I remember for me being the first band that actually sang about war and strife.
Yes, for sure.
You know, without U2, we really wouldn't have understood like the whole IRA, car bomb thing that was going on in Northern Ireland. They were also rampant in the 80s.
Well, and they were also one of the first bands to attack religion. I mean, not attack, but to include messages of faith in their lyrics as well.
Oh, that's for people who pay attention to lyrics.
Yeah, I'm not one of them usually.
And nobody ever forgave them for that whole free album on their iPhone.
No.
Also, as I remember, when I first moved to Orlando in '85, I didn't listen to a lot of U2 before I moved here. It was all like just metal stuff. U2 for me was the very first like alternative band I remember, like being considered an alt rock band rather than just a straight rock and roll, lots of distortion. It was way more than that. All right, thoughts?
Yeah, I have a theory. I think there's only 4 types of people.
Okay.
And I think we are also all good representations of those 4 kinds of people.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm dying to hear about this. We'll do that next.
All right.
Limited tournament seats at the 2023 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament are now up for auction. Get the details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Seeing slow traffic in the usual spots this afternoon on I-4 as you travel east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a stop-and-go delay right now eastbound on the 408 due to a crash blocking at least 2 lanes just after the 436 exit. A disabled vehicle blocks the northbound right lane on the Greenway at Dowden Road. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Get ready to win your way into our iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas. This is your chance to see Foo Fighters, Sheryl Crow, Lenny Kravitz, Public Enemy, and so much more. Listen for the keywords at 9 a.m., 1 and 5 p.m. each weekday for your chance to win $1,000 and a trip for two to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. This contest brought to you by Jersey Mike's. At Jersey Mike's, they offer freshness you can taste and see. From store-baked breads to slicing meat and cheeses right in front of you. Visit your favorite Jersey Mike's subs location today or order on the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye neti pot, hello Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Everyone's headed back to school, and I've got your key to looking fine in the car line. Hey, it's RC Hill from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Right now, you could drive a nice new car for just $9 down. Ditch your old ride. You'd be proud to show off in the new 7-seater 2023 Outlander or the stylish Mirage. Cleanest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. Hurry, this deal's done when the school bell rings. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. See all my A-plus rides at rchill.com.
Offers require bank approval. See dealer for details. The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank, any member FDIC.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Sweet and salty caramel notes mingle with ice below a pillow of salted caramel cream cold foam in Dunkin' Salted Caramel Cold Brew. Try it in all the Dunkin' refreshers, iced coffees, cold brews, and lattes this summer.
Watch me do my thing. I said, watch me do my shake, shake. Woo! Watch me do my thing. I said, watch me do my shake, shake.
America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Bachelor Happy Hour, the one and only official Bachelor Nation podcast, is back. Go behind the scenes with your hosts, Bachelor in Paradise Season 7 newlyweds, Joe Amabile and Serena Pitt, for real stories about what happens in Bachelor Mansion.
Here on Bachelor Happy Hour, we'll be putting all the guys in the hot seat. We'll have exclusive interviews. We'll be the first to talk to the men. We're going to bring the drama into the house and leave probably brokenhearted.
Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Welcome to the Unlit Life. It's this place where you feel free, like enjoying a low-key get-together with friends instead of a wild night on the town style of free. When you can enjoy a moment with Blue Vapor just because. You know, the everyday doesn't have to feel so everyday. With Blue e-cigs, you can get stuff done and still have fun. And when we let ourselves get unlit, we start really living. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Pride. Banger. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am the Jim part. The Deb part sits right there.
Hello.
The Jack part sits over there.
Greetings.
And the Ross part does this. Let's vertigo.
It's weird.
That was a pun, guys.
It's funny.
I gave you what...
Sometimes.
I tried.
I tell it a pun.
Ross. Spelled like sauce.
I think I figured it out.
It's Ross Thoughts.
Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing. Let's just call you guys listening out there for what you are. Great people who deserve great beer. Persimmon Hollow Brewing is doing exactly that. Go. Don't walk. Run to Persimmon Hollow Brewing. Get yourself that hot-ass day beer, man. It's so hot out there. Get that blood orange wheat. So I think I figured it out. This has been a weird little theory. You guys ever think of theories?
Oh, all the time.
Right? Like, how do I perceive life? Do you ever, that's what I'd be writing about a lot in my journal. Is just trying to clarify all the muck of life.
Yeah, my father-in-law is actually writing a book right now based on his experiences as a chaplain, going in and dealing with people who are, dealing with the end of their lives and the stories and little things that he's pulled away from that, which is painfully interesting.
And yesterday, when I wrote in my journal, I was just writing about people, not by names, but just like my experience with people. Sometimes it's gone well, and I'll be honest with you, I think more times than not it's gone well. There has been a couple of turds in my experiences with people.
Do you remember the sideways people more, or the people who are kinder and more and nicer? Do you remember? Do they make a more lasting impression, or do the sketchy people?
I mean, I guess they the negative Nancys, or
that's a self-protection thing too, by the way, right? Like you almost said, like a barrier. You got to stay away from that person, kind of thing.
Like I could definitely draw the guy that walked up to me that one time and said, "Brother, I just don't like you."
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I get it. But I get it. You're not going to like everybody you come interact with.
Hey, like you didn't give them the power of thinking it meant something to you.
No.
It does not mean anything.
And it didn't, because I agree. There's some people on this planet that I'm like, I just don't want to spend my time around you, man. It's just not.
I gotta be one of the few people who does a good job at not polarizing people about me.
Yeah. So there's 4 types. This is my theory. This is the theory that I wrote down that I wanted to bounce off of you guys.
All right, let's hear it.
There's 4 types of people. There are good people, who, by the way, I think we are all good people. We don't rob.
You do the right thing when no one's looking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the good thing. Right?
Jack picked up trash on a sidewalk. I don't even think he talked about it on air. Did you?
Yeah, but Jack's thing is he threw it there.
Yeah, that's the thing, too.
He's all about the image.
And then you have bad people.
Okay.
All right, we know some bad people, but this is when I think it gets real tricky.
Okay.
There are good at being bad people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there are bad at being good people.
Oh, that's a weird one.
Bad. Are you bad at being good? Now, I'm not going to name names. Jack.
Why?
Who I would consider is a good person, great person,
Thank you.
I just don't know how good he is at it.
Yeah, I don't really. You're gonna have to quantify this for me. I really don't In other words, he's a good person, but he's really bad at showing people that he's a good person. Is that it?
Exactly.
No.
Deep down
A
inside.
good person. You're not supposed to show people. You're just supposed to be good, and let that speak for itself.
Is that what he's saying though? You do good stuff, and then bring attention to it.
I don't know what this cat is saying.
Yeah, so great example, right?
All right, sure.
Jack wants to give somebody something, and he keeps asking me, hey, will you give that to that person? Because he doesn't want the credit of being the good guy.
I see.
He wants me to take the credit
That's just Catholic.
of being a good guy. A Catholic, that's the word I'm looking for. Instead of saying bad at being good, I'm looking for the word Catholic.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I see him do, and I'm just like, dude, if that was me, I would let everybody know.
Yeah. Right.
Just a group text. Did that. Did that. Anybody? No? I'll do it.
All right.
That's me. Deb, I have you at just being, you're good at being a good person.
I would agree with that.
You're not supposed to let people know when you do good things for others.
Well,
that's the rule. You're not supposed to let your right hand know what your left hand is doing.
But to go out of your way and go, you have to give this to this person. I can't give it to him because I don't want them to look at me as nice.
Oh, that would be that's
bad. You're bad at being good.
I'm not doing that.
That's a Deb move though, for sure.
No. My motivation is to give Ross the opportunity to choose.
That's such a manager's answer.
To choose to be good or not. I wanted to give him the power and see how he uses it.
Oh, my God. That's 1 minute manager right there. Right there. You read the whole book.
Let me help you out a little bit. What you just did was bad.
Oh, yes.
Okay. What you just
You mean
did.
the deflection?
You explaining this is bad because explaining is losing.
Right. I don't mind because I'm not the one saying I'm good. That's his story.
You see, look at that. He's
want
upset
him.
that I called him good.
I want him to be able to.
He can't take the good. You're a good person, Jack, whether you like it or not.
I gave Ross something for him to decide how to use it, whether he wants to benefit someone else or keep it from
Somebody
them.
just use
is
the
up to
condom.
him. Yeah.
And now I'll tell Jack, or let's go with Jim here. Jim, what do you think? What do you think?
Man, I don't know.
Like I said, we're all good people. We all don't do bad,
You're asking
awful
me
things.
You're trying to ask me if I'm good at being good or if I'm bad at being good or vice versa?
Yeah. Are you good at being bad or are you bad at being good?
I think I'm pretty good at being bad.
I
There
think
you
you are
go.
great
Yeah.
at being bad. I think
great.
I think
Yeah,
you
you're
are.
A+, A+, A+.
I think I'm pretty good at being bad.
You're like the best.
You're the goat.
You're the goat of
Wait,
bad.
is this a compliment?
I'm not
I am
100
so
on it.
lost right now.
I don't know, but he's saying my name a bunch. I like it.
Well, here's the thing. I think you have made like you're I don't know, man, you're really good at making fun of stuff. Like you're good at doing bad things.
But I've been good at being bad for a really long time, dude. This is like all through high school.
This is my best example of you being really good at being bad. Years ago, a caller calls in and goes, "Man, I just can't work. I'm working like this." And you go, "What do you do?" He goes, "I cut trees." And you go, "That's your problem.
Yep.
Go get a different job. You're complaining about your job. Stop bitching. Go change it." Curt, blunt, abrupt, and honest. Years later, you get your own radio show. I pick up a phone call, and this guy goes, "Hey, man, I just need to thank Jim." I'm like, "For what?" He goes, "He told me to quit my job and change my life." He did what? Was this like over lunch? No, it was Monsters in the morning. It was 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Let me have it.
That man ended up becoming a nurse and ended up giving my first COVID vaccine in Lake County.
What are you doing?
And when I say a nurse, I mean he ended up undertaking some of the most difficult nursing assignments, like pediatric, pediatric hospice cases.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was all because you chewed his ass out on the Monsters when he called you because you guys were talking about tree trimmers after Hurricane Charlie.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Stop blowing up our place. We're not all bad." And you were like, "Well, if it sucks and it's all on you." Quit your job. Choose something different.
I think I remember that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You know, the time that you made a massive impact on this guy's life.
Yeah, and he ended up becoming like a super duper healthcare professional.
Didn't even mean to.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I literally was just bitching at him.
That's it. That's how
I
good.
was just good at being bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's how good you are at being bad. I was just messing around. I turned this guy's life around. Look at that.
It's just a Tuesday, dude.
See, that's the thing. I think I would put myself in I am bad at being good. I'm not the best at, like, the good stuff. I could word things better. I'm working on that. I just don't think I know I have good intentions.
Yeah. I think you're a good person.
Like I said, we all are good people on the show. We've never, done anything so atrocious.
Yeah, no.
But I just don't think I just think I'm bad at being good.
Well, that's half and half then.
Which is easier to fix?
Oh,
which is easier to alter? Is it easy? Would it be easier for me to be good at being good?
It would be jarring.
No,
you don't have to.
No.
You don't have to. So fast. You word so fast.
It would be less of a surprise if you started speaking Russian.
If I came in today and say, guys, I got to tell you, right after the show, I'm going to go hand out blankets to the homeless. Like, you guys would think something's wrong?
You could, like, start collecting some shoes and maybe go hand that out since they're burning their feet out there.
I've got so many pair.
I mean, come on. Oh, my God. You get the crown.
But nonetheless,
Tiara.
I don't know. It's what I wrote in my journal yesterday. I was like, man, I think they're onto something. There's good at being good people. There's bad at being bad people.
Yeah.
There's good at being bad people. And then there's bad at being good people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really are still confused,
all
I said was go to Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company.
It sounded different a few minutes ago, but that's exactly what he meant.
That's what I heard.
That's what I was just trying to get at. Straight up, they make the best summer beer. Today's like the hottest day of the year. It is so spicy outside. Honestly, I can't wait to go home and chug a blood orange wheat because it's that spicy outside. Southbound Hiker, by the way, their New England IPA, if you're more into IPAs, yeah, Persimmon Hollow Brewing also has that. They have a ton of beer selections because Andy and Robbie, the two minds behind Persimmon Hollow Brewing, that's what they do. They want to provide elite beer for Central Florida. And let me tell you, mission accomplished. It's my honor to let Central Florida know about Persimmon Hollow Brewing. They have 5 locations with all providing passionately crafted beers. So go out, visit one of them. My location is the one off of Lake Eola, downtown Orlando. That's where I drink sensibly, but that's also where I still get weird. Visit them at phbeer.com for more details. Persimmon Hollow Brewing. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, brother. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Seeing slow traffic in the usual spots this afternoon on I-4 as you travel east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a stop-and-go delay right now eastbound on the 408 due to a crash blocking at least 2 lanes just after the 436 exit. A disabled vehicle blocks the northbound right lane on the Greenway at Dowden Road. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Boost your imagination with Audible. Listen to the biggest selection of audio entertainment, from celeb memoirs to motivation and more. Audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when we listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
You know, inflation is running high, and nobody knows when it's going to finally level out, but that is why you got to buy your windows and doors at FAS Windows and Doors right now and lock in your price. They have the biggest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to operate and find your favorites. All these windows and doors are built with impact-resistant glass. That gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Plus, they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free. They always give you tons of different options, which is awesome. And all of these products have a lifetime warranty. Plus, if you act right now, how about rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door? Remember, they have no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months financing. They do that for a limited time, and you can find their showroom easily. Fairbanks and I-4, slide in, pick out your windows, have them installed. Your house will feel so much better. It'll sound so much better. Your AC will work less, which makes it last longer, and your power bills will drop. Hop on board and book your appointment today. It's FASWD.com.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Florida home insurance options are thinning faster than your father-in-law's hairline. So before you end up with less coverage than his bald spot, check out Open House Home Insurance, an online-first home insurance solution that is here to stay. With an insurance group that has been serving Floridians for over 25 years, Open House saves you money without sacrificing coverage. Get a quote in seconds at openhouseinsurance.com. Administered by Frontline Insurance Managers Incorporated and underwritten by First Protective Insurance Company. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
I'm Charles. I got a bad back injury when a truck crashed into my car. You know those lawyer ads. All they talk about are themselves and money, money, money. I wanted the best doctors for my back. I called attorney Glenn Clausman. He got me to really good doctors, and I'm doing great. Glenn was always available to talk to. He got me a great settlement and quicker than I thought possible. Car crash? Call Clausman at 407-917-1718. KLAUSMAN law.com.
Office, Winter Park.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Try new extra charged Dunkin' Refreshers with 50% more caffeine. Yes, 50% more caffeine. Available for a limited time, so try it today. America runs on Dunkin'. Drinks are fruit flavored. Contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Price and participation may vary.
Every day you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dan, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had trouble with my sinuses for decades. I always thought something like this was a gimmick, but one use and I'm hooked. I should have bought this a long time ago. The results are immediate and incredible." Unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
The podcast Journalista tells the improbable life story of Courtney Cookie Hood. Follow Cookie's adventures from working for CBS News in Managua during the Nicaraguan Civil War to blowing the lid off the Iran-Contra scandal and almost taking down the Reagan presidency.
They're assuming that I know what I'm doing, that I'm a journalist. I wasn't. I was being thrown into the Coliseum to the lions. I had not a clue.
Listen to Journalista on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
I think the one law that I would change would be that all the super rich have no more tax loopholes. That would solve the economy problem pretty quick.
No more
the top 2%.
No more tax loopholes.
Yeah, no more tax loopholes for the super rich. They don't call them that anymore. What are they? What's
Oligarchs?
Huh?
The one percenters?
No, that's accurate, but that's not what they call them anymore. What is the word the combination of words I've heard them use recently that I found kind of funny because as they repackage the idea of communicating, it's always interesting. The word wealthy is in there.
Super wealthy?
No, it's something else, but it's kind of like that. But there's a term they use. No, ultra high net. Ultra high
net worth.
It's something.
Income.
It's something like that. Ultra high net worth, I believe, is what they use for the for those mega rich dudes. The dudes who the yacht types.
The Bezos.
Yeah. There you go. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Has anybody watched this show? I just popped up here, and I'm looking for things to watch. Has anybody watched Only Murders in the Building? The Steve Martin Short?
I haven't, but looks really funny.
It's gotten nominated for awards.
Right.
It's got pretty good reviews.
Right.
It's been renewed for seasons. It has more celebrities coming on in later seasons, which is usually a sign that there's interest. I've watched the first episode, and I was like, all right.
Is it like that ultra smart kind of upper level dialogue thing that they're leaning on, Steve Martin and Martin Short to kind of pull it through?
I wouldn't even say that. It just seemed average.
Yeah, average
to me. But that was when it first came out. I watched it. I was like, I wanted to like that.
I went to their show, the Steve Martin and Martin Short show, when they came through town with my father-in-law because he's such a giant fan. He's been a Steve Martin fan since the mid '70s, and I honestly did not know what to expect, and I wasn't really expecting a lot. They're relatively older guys. You wonder how in tune they are. And it was hilarious.
It's old school.
It was
San Antonio Spurs of comedy.
It was so good. I could not get over how funny and engaging it was. And how they built the show was really good. So
and they're just absolutely. So I saw the video of the first performance that they did, not here in Orlando, but I think it was out on Netflix. And I just remember watching it and laughing, and also just being blown away of man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, don't do anything.
They are annihilating each other with these old school, digs at each other's careers.
And then listening to the podcast Smartless, it's Jason Bateman, it's Will Arnett, and it's Sean Hayes. And it's interesting because they're tied in. And especially Bateman. Bateman's like an old school Hollywood guy. Been in Hollywood for years, so he knows a lot of people. And it's funny. I think that one of the most interesting things that happens when they talk about people in the context of the podcast is how they'll casually name drop that they know super famous people and they know them in reality. And they combined said that Martin Short was one of the most talented dudes that ever came through Hollywood.
Yeah, he's looked at.
They said that without question. It was a matter-of-fact statement. Everybody agrees that Martin Short is one of the most talented dudes that's ever rolled through there. And I have to tell you, the interesting part is I expected Steve Martin to kind of walk away with that show.
No.
Because Steve Martin really made his mark as an arena stand-up, which was unheard of in those days. Only Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and those guys were doing that anywhere near the 80s or 70s. Martin Short was by far the catalyst of that show to make it that next level program.
I promise you, if you ever share the stage with Martin Short, no matter who you are, you're the straight man.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, right?
You're the standard. You're the one with the audience that goes, wow, isn't this guy crazy?
So many great one-liners. The timing is perfect. The facial expressions are great. He has boundless energy, and he's got to be in his early 70s, right?
Yeah.
Steve Martin was exactly what you would expect, Steve Martin, but Martin Short, you didn't know what you were going to get, and it was all that.
Who would expect the wild and crazy guy to be the short guy? Yeah. Or the straight guy, I'm sorry.
I'm going to try it again. Maybe I was in a bad mood when I watched it the first time.
73. Martin Short is 73
years old. And Martin has to be at least that or maybe even a little older, maybe 75 or so.
Steve Martin?
Yeah, man.
And they met on the set of Three Amigos.
Yeah. Met on the set of Three Amigos. 77 years old, still out there touring. Man, you could only hope. Here I am at 55 years old. I'm thinking, when will I retire? When am I going to be able to retire? And they're like, these guys are 77 years old and doing world tours. This thing's been going for a year and a half.
So,
and they still have a show that they make still.
The one podcast, and I'm not the biggest podcast, but I like Conan O'Brien, so every now and then I'll listen to a Conan O'Brien podcast, and he had Martin Short on that one time, and it was the one episode where I went, Conan, brother, you are getting blown out of the water.
You're out of your league here.
You cannot catch up with this guy.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Conan's very witty, one of the smartest to ever touch a mic, and Martin Short was obliterating Conan, which, honestly, think about it. How often do you see the late night talk show host get annihilated?
Well, how about this? How often do you see them even taking the narrative over?
Yeah.
I mean, Martin Short just comes in and kind of takes the show over, I mean, kind of like a Howard Stern, but a different way. Stern just takes the show over out of just bawdiness, but, Martin Short just sets the bar so high, you're like, oh, this guy's working from behind.
And I bet you one reason why they also said that on their podcast, the Smartless guys, is that I don't think Martin Short ever really got the flowers that he deserved, at least from mainstream audiences. I think a lot of comedians were like, dude, this guy, this is where it's at. And then I think your uncle or your mom was like, this is weird. This is too much.
It's funny how Americans kind of do that. He's a Canadian entertainer, but, he did the Ed Grimley thing, don't you know? And he did the whole... And, he had those characters that he did quite well, and he did some of that at the show, which was really interesting how they did that. But really talented guy.
Did he bring out Jiminy Glick?
Yeah, he did a little bit of Jiminy Glick.
He did, but that was clever how he did it as a puppet.
Yeah. Very funny.
Yeah,
I mean, his interview with Mel Brooks, Jiminy Glick's interview with Mel Brooks is one of the best. And by the way, the idea is he gets in a fat suit and makeup. They invite big celebrities, and they're telling them they're doing an interview, but the celebrities at first do not know it's Martin Short, and they don't know it's a goof interview. So to watch them interact to Martin Short, like, he asked Mel Brooks, he goes, what's your problem with the Jews? What's your real problem with the Jews? Or the Germans, I'm sorry. And it was just, and then you see Brooks finally kind of click onto the fact that it's a bit, and then he just floors him the entire time. It's great, man. It's all improv, too.
Yeah.
Every bit of it's improv.
Different breed, those improvisers. They are not what I do.
Yeah, 407-916-1041. The other thing in the entertainment news I found interesting is this. So I guess Lorne Michaels is going to be dipping after 50 years. And I believe that's in 2 years.
And I believe Tina Fey is the name that's being bandied about.
So that's one of them for sure, which is an absolute perfect fit. Did you hear the other?
So.
Did you hear some of the others? It's not just Tina Fey.
Please don't say Pete Davidson.
No, it's not Pete Davidson. Matter of fact, I don't know if it's it is a former cast member, kind of.
Mulaney?
No.
Because I know he was beloved by Lauren.
One of your favorites.
Hater?
You've already talked about him today.
God almighty.
Conan.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Please.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there are like 5 people that are like dream people. Tina Fey's the one that we know about now.
Right.
That's in talks, but Conan's name has been bantied about as well.
Those are goosebumps.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. And that's the possibility of Conan taking Lauren's spot.
Yeah, Lauren, he would be the executive producer of SNL. And Lauren does a lot more than just produce SNL. I mean, he produces other shows. I think he produces The Tonight Show and a couple other shows, some of the other late night shows. Seth Meyers. By the way, Seth Meyers in the running for it.
I wouldn't want that.
But
I just don't think he has enough bite.
Yeah, I agree.
And then he also has executive, when they sign a deal with SNL, do you know that Lauren has the first right of refusal for their first 3 movies? If you're a cast member and you go to make a movie, he has the first right of refusal. In other words, if a movie is pitched, they have the right to make it first before anybody else. Or they can say, no, we don't want to, you can move on.
Well,
that's part of the deal. Because they don't make a ton of money.
Yeah, well, their movies haven't either, unfortunately.
No, that's not true, though, because, man, when you're making those things with like small budgets, like Old School made money.
Old School wasn't an SNL movie.
It was not?
No.
See, I remember Mike Myers saying he never brought out the character of Austin Powers. He never used that in Saturday Night Live because once you introduce a character, then they own the rights to that character.
Right.
Yeah. So Wayne's World movie, that was Broadway video production, which is Lorne Michaels, right?
Man,
yeah, but that's why he held back on Austin Powers because he knew he wanted to do that one day, but wanted to have control over it.
So none of the Will Ferrell movies are produced by Lorne, by the Broadway thing?
Outside of Night at the Roxbury, which
that would be the only one.
I'm surprised that I pulled that one out.
Yeah, matter of fact, that was mentioned because it has two. I mean, it was Chris Kattan and it was Will Ferrell.
I'll never forget working with Chris Kattan. Third thing he said to me was, "You want pills?"
Yeah.
It's like, no, brother. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Odd fella.
Well, he also had I think he said that jokingly. I think he had like a horrific incident, as he told me. He had a bad neck injury on SNL.
Yeah, I remember like doing the is it Mongo? Not Mongo or
Mango. Mango was the Spanish dancer. We're talking about the monkey.
Yeah, the monkey.
Yeah.
What was that, Mr.
Beeples?
Mr. Beepers. Mr. Beepers.
Yeah,
Right.
and the whole bit was him just eating an apple. Crazy.
Right. Exactly.
Here's your money, Mr. Kattan.
Yeah, man. And I remember when he came into town. I think Savannah struck up a friendship with him, if I remember right, when he would come on the show, doing his stand-up thing. And I didn't know him as a stand-up at all, actually, before that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those guys didn't do it. Like, I don't. Was Tim Meadows a stand-up, or was he just a player?
I worked with Tim also at the Orlando Improv.
Yeah.
Far better set.
Yeah, his stand-up wasn't that good. I didn't like it all that much. It didn't have a lot of joke structure.
Oh man, if that's got to be the
that's
move.
Ladies Man. I mean, they made the Ladies Man. That's definitely a Lorne Michaels production.
Yeah, and a lot of those SNL movies. My favorite comedy movie of all time is an SNL film.
Oh God,
MacGruber.
Oh wow, really? That's your favorite ever?
That's probably my number one comedy.
Have you ever seen Airplane?
Yes.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I just
funnier than Anchorman?
It's my number one.
Wow, really?
I just laugh. I have quoted that movie. It's not for everybody, but I can tell you one thing: it's for me.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Did you ever see that show that Forte had? Last Man on Earth. Did you ever watch any of that?
I watched some of it, and I did enjoy it. I just didn't get all of it. I love Will Forte.
I think he weirds himself out of stuff a lot of times because he's out there. Like when he and Sandberg did that, eating lettuce.
Yeah.
Chris Parnell is just basically they were just sitting on a stoop eating lettuce.
They go out there, but that's
I mean that was the whole bit.
Yeah. It's weird is that's not the comedy that I produce, but that is the comedy that I adore.
Yeah.
Like, the more absurd, the
completely
better.
absurd. That's exactly. I mean, I like all of it. I really do. I like the cerebral stuff, but the stuff that makes me laugh out loud is like the Ron Burgundy stuff. And even in the second Anchorman movie, that scene, the dinner table scene, is genuinely. I mean, and the outtakes from that movie are bananas funny. I mean, just too much.
The second Anchorman though. Did not. If that first one's legendary, the second one has
scenes.
Yeah,
it's just scenes. That's all you got to break it down into the funny scenes.
I loved the story of it though. That Ron Burgundy is the person responsible for ruining mainstream news because he had like a terrible time slot and he just saw a car chase and went, "I don't care what that is. Put it on the TV. It's exciting."
Right.
But that doesn't really help the community. I don't care. It's really exciting. Put more graphics on it. Say breaking news.
There you go. All right, 407-916-1041. Do you guys remember playing Uno as a kid?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Was it your favorite kid card game?
Magic.
Was it which one was it? Old Maid was one? Oh, boy, I'm really dating myself here, aren't I?
Go Fish.
Go Fish. There, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, dude, I've been known to tap some land.
I think those.
I like Solitaire. I was a lonely boy.
Well, in Uno, I guess they have a new game coming out called Quadra Uno.
Too much.
Quattro
Uno. Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Just call it Quattro.
No,
we would have got it.
It's Uno Quattro. And but they're paying people. Have you heard they're looking for like an ambassador for the game? Oh, you did this to the story?
No, I didn't. No, haven't talked about it. Just heard about it.
How much do you think you can make doing this?
$100,000.
No.
He'd applied.
$20 a game.
They're doing it for 4 weeks, and basically you're going to walk around and you're going to set up a tent, and you're going to challenge people to play Uno Quattro and reintroduce people to the game and then make social media posts, put that on TikTok. It's part of their program to roll this new game out because they need a new game to reinvigorate the Uno franchise.
$20,000.
$3,000.
$5,000.
Wow, Jack is the closest.
Don't sound so disappointed.
4,000. Think about this, Uno Quattro. $4,444 a week.
Oh, wow.
For 4 weeks.
Whoa.
Or $277 an hour. You'll be the chief Uno player. And your only requirement is you have to be 18 years old and be able to carry 50 pounds worth of stuff around, which is the tent and the pack up and everything. And you basically walk around for 4 weeks and set this tent up and invite people to come play Uno Quattro.
That sounds like fun.
I think they would probably hope you have a social media following as well.
It doesn't say that. It just says you have to create social media and featuring the new game. It doesn't say anything about having a prior
they
social
would
media.
post it on their account?
Yeah, it's your job to do that. It's your job to post it on their account.
This is a ballsy move by Uno, man.
It says that it's the new version of Uno that combines connecting 4 tiles in a row, like Connect 4, with the classic Uno feature of matching numbers and colors. God, my cousins and I used to play Uno incessantly. That's all we did was play Uno.
I wouldn't want to do this just because I'm afraid of people thinking that I'm a crazy person. Do you want to get into my tent and play Uno with me?
Any U.S. citizen over the age of 18 can apply as long as they can fulfill the job requirements of being able to sit for long periods of time and carry 50 pounds or more to move tents for the game setup. So no required prior social media presence, no nothing like that.
So, a guy walks up to you, Jim, and goes, "Hey, do you want to go in my tent? I got a game of Uno. Don't mind the cameras."
Yeah.
You know,
I immediately take my shirt off and walk in. Immediately.
Reverse.
All right, 407-916-1041. Let's do last call, guys. 407-916-1041. 4 lines open. Grab one of those. We have a fierce fight going on for the best joke afterwards, but you don't have to make it that. It can be a callback from the show, a pun, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's your turn to do the show. Take it over and make us laugh. 407-916-1041. All lines open. Grab one now.
Real radio is the news junkie.
They're already calling him the king. He's already officially the king.
This is just pageantry. It's like when a restaurant has a grand opening and you're like, the restaurant's been open for like 2 months.
Yeah, the soft opening. Like there's the
he's
real...
a soft king.
Yeah, he's a soft king right now. He'll become a hard king very soon.
Bet you're looking forward to that.
That sounds different, doesn't
The
it?
News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, we have the hottest weather so far this summer upon us right now. High temperatures near record levels in the upper 90s, high humidity, and a long duration event. It's going to be hot like this through the weekend. Only a slight chance for afternoon storms for some relief. Tonight, the low temperature 80 degrees. Tomorrow, the high 98 degrees, a 30% chance for a late day storm. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big for less. And now at Staples, you can save even more with 50% back in rewards on print orders. Ends 8/12. Exclusions apply. Rewards members only. Rewards redeemable in-store only. Save for your business at Staples.
Man, let's get you that new bathroom you've been dreaming of for so long. And don't make it's not a dream anymore. Like Rebath does this. They make these dreams come true with beautiful bathrooms that you can love for many, many, many years. And yes, they'll make your house worth more money. It'll make it better. And especially with that season, that beautiful holiday season approaching way before you know it, it'll be here. And you don't have to leave your house anymore to go do those things at your mom's or your brothers and sisters. You can finally have those events at your house because your new bathroom, your new guest bathroom is ready to go. And man, can they make it beautiful. The great thing about these guys is this. Like, I have no idea how to do rebuilding or remodeling or the idea of design like that. These guys have a team that does it. So you bring your ideas, like the color schemes from your house, and next thing you know, they start using their products and your ideas, and they have a beautiful bathroom ready to install. They do that in just 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And you can see the products every day. Their showroom is easy to find, 436. It's up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe, and when you walk in, you're like, damn, there's a bunch of bathrooms here. I guess I'll just pick one of these. No, that's not the answer. Those bathrooms are there just to show you what the products look like. Every bathroom is a custom bathroom from these guys. Hop online, check out the before and afters, then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Are you feeling tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our state-of-the-art practice offers laser-assisted endodontics and same-day emergency appointments, so you don't need to wait for relief. We also provide easy financing and flexible payment plans. Advanced Endodontics is here for you with 5 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. No referrals are needed. Make an appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call, the Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Hey, you're up next.
Ugh, my throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome, more financial knowledge gained, more empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at additionfi.com. That's additionfi.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Bachelor Happy Hour, the one and only official Bachelor Nation podcast, is back. Go behind the scenes with your hosts, Bachelor in Paradise Season 7 newlyweds Joe Amabile and Serena Pitt, for real stories about what happens in Bachelor Mansion.
Here on Bachelor Happy Hour, we'll be putting all the guys in the hot seat. We'll have exclusive interviews. We'll be the first to talk to the men. We're going to bring the drama into the house and leave probably brokenhearted.
Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists from every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Last call is completely full. We'll get to you guys in just a second. Coming up tomorrow, we'll have Animal House. Lori, Mastery, and Tony will be in with a forever home for animal rescue, and they're looking for a new spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were told that their property is being sold, and Lori is at the end of her rope trying to figure out what to do with these rescues. These are special rescues. These are your medical cases, your older dogs. So she's really looking for help from the best listeners in all of talk radio.
Absolutely, 100%. We'll talk to her tomorrow at 4 o'clock for Animal House. And, of course, we'll talk to Scott Maxwell tomorrow as well.
Yay!
I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Big shout out to my daughter's in town, going back to Denver tomorrow. But then eventually, she's looking for houses. We've been looking. Tay, hope you're having a good time.
You need a real estate agent?
No, she's got it. She's got a place.
I married one. Ross knows someone. Could help.
I got to tell you guys, it is shocking when you look at the house prices right now. Shocking.
Yeah.
They're looking at 2-bedroom, 2 baths, 1,100 square feet in the Sanford area. We're talking, a pretty good far distance from like the historic district area where you'd expect everything to be kind of expensive.
As Chris and I had first looked.
Yeah, blocks and blocks and blocks away from that, and those houses are still, $289 for an 1,100 square foot 2-bedroom, 2-bath house that's 60, 70 years old. Still $289,000. $300,000-$400,000 for something even a block closer. Every block you get closer to downtown Sanford, it just gets exponentially more expensive. You have to find something that you can tear apart and rebuild. Really, is what you got to do.
I got so lucky.
You did get lucky.
And not even with the house. It's with who I married.
Yeah. You got lucky a bunch of ways.
Yeah, there's no.
You're a little too lucky.
There's no chance I would be even remotely close to being a homeowner if it wasn't for meeting a girl that became a girlfriend, and then she wanted to buy a house 7 months into a relationship.
Yeah, man.
And props to us also. 7 months, 8 months into a relationship, and one of us wants to buy a house.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't want my name on it, right? Because I don't want to put my name on it. Because we're not even a year in.
And I'm sure she's along with a lot of other people who moved to this city. Like 650,000 people moved into or into Florida last year. But the thing is like, she goes, well, maybe we should sign a lease. And then I'm like, well, you sign a lease and you come down here looking for a house. You can't get out of that lease. You got to pay to get out of that and then pay everything to get into the house. It's kind of wild how it has to happen. You have to find it. And then to not be or to live out of the area. And then it just hopefully get lucky with a house you see on Zillow or on Realtor and think it's okay. And hopefully it passes inspection because you're, 2,000 miles away.
Well, I know a report today was just saying how the majority of Gen Zers are talking about renting being their main option because of home prices continuing to skyrocket and the fact that it also allows them a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, but the thing is for me is like, as an investment. Yeah,
it sucks to rent.
You just can't go wrong in Florida. It almost doesn't even matter what or where you buy it. It's going to go up in value. I mean, there are very few places. Even the neighborhoods that are like sketchy neighborhoods. You buy a house in a neighborhood and, 10 years later, you're going to make $100K, maybe more. It's just the way it is.
God, I just don't understand how because I was looking at house prices. I want to buy a second piece of property for my mom. And I'm like,
good luck, buddy.
I love my mom, but my bank account doesn't love you that much. Not yet.
Yeah, Jack.
Quick shout out to D Bird winning auction, $175 secured them a seat in our poker tournament and a casino pass. Congratulations! 3 more of those up for grabs tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Get the details. realradio.fm/poker.
There you go. Hope to see you at the tournament, Deb. Jack and Ross are here. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman for bringing us one of our favorite features, What'd You Do That's New. Also want to thank Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We appreciate that. Jack, question of the day?
Yeah, do you have a birthmark? And this really depends. We have, it's on Twitter, Twitter, or Facebook and YouTube. On Twitter, it is 60% no.
Yeah, no. That means 40% say yeah.
On Facebook, it's 60% yes.
Okay.
And on YouTube, it's 50-50.
I'll be damned. I don't have one. Do
So
you
we
have
can
one?
average it out to 50-50.
Yeah, you got a birthmark, Jack?
I do. It looks
No,
it
not
used
the
to
one
be
you
like
picked.
Florida.
Not one you've picked
no,
in.
No, the one I was born with.
You have one?
Oh, birthmark
Yeah.
was.
I don't believe you.
Stand up.
Yes, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, downtown Orlando. It's going down at the corner, right there off of Orange. I can't wait. It's a great room, real fun time.
Ross Paget Comedy on all social media platforms. Let's get to it.
What?
Angry Eric, last call.
If you can't figure out how consecutive auctions work, I can't wait to play you in poker, you son of a bitch.
That's fair, buddy. That's fair. I gotta love it. Richard, last call.
Hey, Jimmy, so this frog walks into a bank and asks for a loan, and the teller, Patty, she said, well, we need some collateral. And he goes, well, I got this. She goes, well, what's that? So she showed it to her manager. Her manager came back and told Patty, this is what, and she's like, well, what is it? He said, it's a knick-knack, Patty. Why give the frog a loan?
Cameron, last call.
Hey, 3 letters for Ross. I told him I've been listening before the war, but thanks to JCS, he started a new one. Have a good one.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Don't ask.
What is before the war? I don't get that. What is that?
Well, I know what GCX is. That was the video game convention that I did. But...
Question on the monsters. They asked, how long have you been listening before? It's either before or after the war. I don't think they've ever decided what war anyone's referring to.
There you go. All right, who goes first today? Party Mom or Mike Larson?
Let's go Party Mom.
Party Mom. There you go. Party Mom, last call.
Mr. Jim Colbert,
Yes.
knock knock.
Who's there?
I eat mop.
I eat mop who?
Oh,
come on. Come on.
Mark that.
Come on.
Mark that.
Come on. For the record, Ross didn't laugh. He's a comedian. That means it sucked.
Nice try.
All right, here we go. Mike Larson, take us home. Last call.
All right, I got to swerve on what I was doing, and y'all are messing me up. Here we go. This is Mike Buzzer Larson here. Jim, do you know what the inventor of the knock-knock jokes won?
I don't know. What did they win?
The Nobel Prize.
Nobel!
All right.
Nobel Prize.
I went into this going, Party Mom nailed it. There's no way Mike Larson wins.
Yeah.
This man pulled out a joke to defeat Party Mom's knock-knock joke.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Nobel Prize is pretty darn good.
That was next level.
And that was on the fly.
That was next level.
I'm sure he's heard it before. But
I'm going with the sound clip of Jimmy saying he eats his own poo.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right.
But I think it's 3-1.
It's 3-1.
We're going Mike Larson. Larson.
And then you still have the win, though, because then we still have the sound clip. Which sucks. All right, let's get the hell out of here. All right.
It's a tie at first. 4.5. Party Mom, Mike Larson. Angry Eric still at 3.
There you go. All right. Coming up tomorrow, we do have Animal House. We do have Scott Maxwell plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time. And our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Tuesday evening.
Stay cool. Bye.
Our Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still seeing some slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon as you travel east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535 and through downtown as you travel between Princeton and Colonial. No major problems at this time for those who need to take the Beach Line or the Greenway this afternoon. Traffic is moving well for the most part on Florida's Turnpike as you